Well, I mean, we
No,
got
we finished
done.
it.
Yeah, we got done.
We're officially in trial now. I don't.
It took a
yeah.
fucking long time to get here, though.
I don't even know how they would do live action Gear 5. I'd feel bad for the animators already. Which is the best. Hope they get to see their family soon.
They don't have families.
They were casted to not have families.
Yeah, they were chosen because they didn't have families to go back to. Where the fuck, man? I want to find the fucking slur.
What?
For
It's like I know what you're talking about, but it doesn't make it any better.
Absurdia. For Absurdia. I think it's here.
Wompless. Oh, so you sharing your,
Oh, not yet, not yet. Hold on, let me do that.
There we go.
I really want to play, Nope, my brain turned off.
Yeah.
I thought you cut off. I was like,
No. I really want to. I want to play Oki again. Oki was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, same with okay.
Like I don't.
I mean, those could be the next windbreaker. That could be the windbreaker of that fucking. Who knows?
That's true.
Could be the Avengers.
Are you planning on doing mini campaigns? I forget. Did you say?
I will do mini campaigns. I'm just sort of I'm using the one shots to establish. I guess more like establish the tone of that particular. I've decided also for calling them countries and stuff feels weird, so I'm going to start calling them quadrants. I'm going to call them the quadrant of Bowl, the quadrant of Yaka.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gives it a bit more of a robotic feeling, and I think it's better than calling it a country. But yeah, no, I'm going to be doing a one-shot in each one, just to sort of set the general tone of how that setting is, to get everyone from, like, it's one thing for me to write stuff on paper and how the world is, but when you get a little taste, you see how people act and carry themselves there. What's the general, like, politics, how people talk, and also lets me just sort of, set some stuff up for mini campaigns. Like, for instance, with that last one, I set up, there was a couple of weird occurrences there. There was the talk about, the drum. There was the person who helped you cure the village. There was, just not like a mini campaigns for when you give more concrete answers that still have some mysteries. I'm leaving these one shots as just like weird little incidents.
Yeah.
That happen. That gives me an excuse to sort of set up like what would be in store for that quadrant for a mini campaign or for a whatever the main campaign would be.
The quadrants are real. Let's hurry up. I'm starting to get lightheaded.
All right, we all set to go?
Just give me 1 sec.
If I'm not alive by the time you come back, it's your fault.
Do not.
That's AJ on the screen right now.
Drinking right now. Like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You know me.
I know you too well. Don't
It's not a good thing, but it's what I am. A monster.
stop doing it then.
It's fun.
The intervention. Was that a fucking heartbeat monitor? What was
Yeah,
that
what
noise?
the fuck? Hey, you worried about me? What the hell was that?
Fucking
Hey,
Jimmy just
get
flatlined.
get your shit together.
Dude, filming this from the hospital room. What the fuck was that beat?
What was that? He's dying.
He's at the hospital right now.
Albuterol is what it was.
A butyrol?
A butyrol.
Albuterol. It's muscle relaxant.
Why did it like make a beep? What was that noise?
Because I take it with an inhaler, and the inhaler has a spacer, and when I breathe through the spacer,
okay.
it makes a wheezing sound.
The fuck? It sounded like an alarm. Well, that reminds me of I don't know if you were there for that when I was drinking the spirits of the I'm just gonna call the drink that.
Africa.
The spirits of Africa. It's I'm a Arula, for anyone wondering.
Yeah, Marula.
It's the cream version of it. But I was telling SNES, I told Al about it, and I told y'all about it, but it was like, Al was told her mom about it, right? And she said, "That's my favorite drink. I hate you right now." I'm like, "Oh no." And I was like, "Well, if it makes you feel better, it's like if it makes you feel better, I drunk it in 3 days." And they were like, "What?
That doesn't feel better at all.
I'm like, "How?" And then Evan was just like, I know you, AJ, but a normal man wouldn't be able to do that."
That was really
I'm
impressive. You even had Evan's cadence down too with that. I know you, AJ, but like,
I listen to y'all. Yeah. It's subconsciously my actors just in case I ever have to interpret their voice somehow.
mimic them, take them.
Unless I take their form.
What do I sound like?
What do you sound like?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Skinwalker.
Your cadence changes a lot. It depends. It's like if you're doing the funny thing, it's like, well, guys, you see. Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, Slicer. Hypothetically, this is Spencer Reed. I'm joking.
Yeah, guys, I
Alright,
think that's gonna be the end of the stream here.
Stop it.
I don't know if you're around
I
anymore.
don't want to be around anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I do miss Spencer. Is he in other stuff? The actor?
Matthew J. Glover, I think that's his
Yeah.
name.
I know he was in the another movie. I think I sent it in the group chat.
Oh, sorry.
Where it was just like Big Booty Lover 17 or something like that.
Matthew
No, I sent it. Hold on, where is it? I swore I sent it. Oh yeah, it's the Instagram thing. Is like, what is this? And it just says that. I don't know if y'all looked at it or not.
Apparently,
Big Booty
the
Lover.
most recent thing he was in was called
Jail.
Dollface.
That sounds like shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it got rated a 7.4 out of 10, so not great.
Not his best work.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta do. I like, even if it sucks. You know how fucking actors are. You gotta. I mean,
Yeah.
if you get a role, you get a role, man.
You get in there.
Brenda Songs is still doing shit. That's crazy.
Imagine that fucking Criminal Minds money's got to be pretty good though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd be surprised if he's not making bank off that. Fucking, I forget she's married to Macaulay Culkin. That's crazy.
Oh, that's
Who
who
is?
Macaulay Culkin's married to. Okay.
Brenda Songs, yeah. She's let me stop.
Calm down. Breathe.
I am breathing.
All right, let's hop into this.
Yeah, let's go. Judge time.
Court is now resumed for the trial of Beatrice Frager.
I know the judge is like mad as fuck.
Today's proceedings of this lying no good. Oh, judge.
Yeah, which one are you talking to? I guess the woman.
Well, because we saw like the and the fucking destroyed Beatrice's case like completely.
They were saying like, well, we're gonna have to we're gonna just call it, and then Cuthbert's like, no, you can't, and he's like, God damn it, he's like, fuck, I can't. Oh, good.
Yes. Let us review yesterday's proceedings. There was much debate over William Frager's inheritance. More specifically, it was unknown whether the defendant had any claim to her father's inheritance.
We know she does.
This detail was crucial in determining whether the defendant even had a motive to commit the murder. Luckily, the victim's will was supposedly read earlier today. Why'd you say supposedly?
He wasn't there.
That's
Oh,
fair.
I mean, yeah, what? There's like, we postponed it.
And it is now on to the public record.
Ow. What
Jesus.
the fuck was that?
Your
happened?
fucking AI destruction over here.
What
Yeah,
happened?
Your
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
like
so-
glitched out. It got really loud for a second.
Yeah,
and
it's just
sounded
like-
really robotic.
Ah!
And now the part.
We turned down the gain
Good
a
point.
little
Why?
bit.
Well, it was just that moment. It wasn't. It was just something weird.
Just in case it happened again.
I guess. That is weird. Why wasn't the judge there?
He doesn't need to be.
I guess.
What were the results of the will reading, Mr. Cuthbert?
William Frege was planning to leave all his assets to Jaden von Sanctus, his hopeful son-in-law. However, this was predicated on the condition that Jaden marry the victim's daughter, Leafy. That's why I need the albuterol. And it's clear that Miss Leafy will never follow through on this engagement. If the engagement is not made within 6 months, William Frege's assets would be divided among his 3 daughters.
I see, so there's no mention of the defendant's disinheritance.
Correct, Your Honor. This means that the defendant did have something to gain from the victim's death.
Your Honor, despite the confusion around the victim's inheritance, there is still very little physical evidence that implicates my client.
May I remind you that Miriam Frege was not telling the truth in yesterday's proceedings? That itself is extremely suspect.
And William Frege was clearly not above manipulation and lying. You can't prove that she knowingly gave false testimony.
I'll admit I can't prove that. I'll also admit that there's a lack of apparent physical evidence to substantiate our case, which is why the prosecution would like to call Harold Haroldson to the stand.
Oh, him.
Lord Haroldson?
He's a lord?
The sword of spell eating clearly plays a large role in the murder, and its theft is one of the few pieces of physical evidence in this case. As the gallery's curator, I believe he can further elaborate how the sword was stolen that night. More specifically, you can find out about what he did on the night of the murder.
I see. Well, the court would definitely benefit from this insight. Bailiff, please escort Lord Haroldson to the stand.
What happens not?
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Of course. My name is Harold Hamilton.
I just was thinking the fucking...
What happened?
The fucking one behind
Oh,
the
yeah.
scenes thing you did. That's really
great.
good.
Wait, what?
Look,
Yeah, I
look
put
at
it
the
in the group chat.
association.
Oh.
That goes hard as shit.
That's hard. I'm like, I might fucking make that my background cover. That's how hard it goes.
Look at that shit.
That's us when we do a meetup again.
How much makeup do you think that? Because that's gotta suck to like be in, right?
They probably. I feel like from comparing it to like the Jim Carrey makeup, they probably figured out shit to like make it better. It's probably still heavy, but maybe it's better. Who knows? Some of it looks pretty thin, to say the least. Then again, I don't know. But no, if it's a lot, then God bless them. But what's his name on the far left? Just that's a fucking gang
Baller image.
Yep. I am the owner and curator of the Harrelson Hall of History, located in was that Home Harith? Home Harith.
Yeah, Home Harith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Home
yeah.
Harith. I think I penned it too.
Where's the monkey?
Monkey.
Quite a living occupation.
Harold, could you please testify to the court about how you discovered the sword of spell eating was stolen?
Harold. If it would, that fucking.
Harold.
I hate that he,
Harold.
even when you call him Harold, he's like Harold. I was keeping an eye on my gallery exhibits when I realized that my familiar hadn't returned.
It's weird because they call him Lord Haroldson. Is this person not actually Lord? Wait, okay, because they were saying that's the fake name, right? Everyone was saying like that's a fake name, blah 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 blah. But
They call
people
him
seem
Lord
to know
Harold.
who he is.
Yeah,
Well,
well, he's well known because he runs the museum. Like he's a pretty popular curator. They might not know
But he's a
what
lord.
his actual name is, but
Yeah, they called him Lord.
that is weird. That maybe it's like really only upper echelons knows about it.
I mean, to be fair, he's only renting out to upper echelon people too, so.
Yeah.
I called him telepathically, but he didn't respond. Did you get it?
It's interesting that he's forthcoming about this information. That
I
is,
mean, we don't know a reason why he would lie in the first place. Unless he's making a bit. I imagine if it was just the monkey who just did this, and he's just
The
like, "What
monkey's-
the fuck?"
some sentient being.
Yeah, he became sentient at that moment.
Monkey was in the will.
I became worried, so I went around the manor to search for him.
Just Williams' will. It just said monkey.
Monkey.
It's spelled with an E. Just an E.
Kill. That's why he said, "Who
Yeah.
are you?"
Who are you?
He used the monkey as person.
About an hour later, I returned to the gallery and discovered that the exhibit that held the sword of spell eating was completely destroyed. The artifact was missing, so I reported the crime to the knights at the ball, and they activated a discreet lockdown. I think I'm just gonna give him the Daegor voice. It's like I'm trading, but fuck it.
Fair.
Luckily, especially since he's like an older man, I can't do rasp without sounding him older. Luckily, we found the sword in my familiar lair that night. Then again, he could be an elf, you never know.
So you went to search for your monkey, and that's why you didn't witness the theft.
Yeah, the thief was probably waiting for me to leave. They must have wanted to commit the crime without anyone seeing them.
Or his testimony is completely full of it. His search for Eugene must have been a cover that he was using to hide his actions that night. So how do you prove that? I forgot about Mr. Moore.
Yeah, just Mr. Moore's sideline.
Are you referring to Eugene?
Eugene.
Eugene Haroldson, Your Honor. It's the name of the witness's familiar.
Yes, Eugene is a spry orangutan monkey. He helps me with my day-to-day.
I thought they said spy. Like, I was like...
He's my spy orangutan.
He's my fake monkey.
Fucking TF2 spy decloaks behind him.
Spy.
Why is that a TF2 thing? Weird. I see.
What is?
Like if I could just last right before you get back, then just hear.
It's just.
Anyway, you said that he hadn't returned. Does this mean he left you earlier in the night?
Yes, he always likes to explore large buildings like Frega Manor. But he usually doesn't leave for that long.
Does he typically ignore you like that?
Sometimes he's a young boy, so he likes to have his privacy. He's your familiar. I try not to pry, but I was wary at what would happen if a noble or a knight came across him. He usually knows not to bother people, but you never know what might happen.
You left the gallery room.
Yes, as I said, I was worried that something had happened to Eugene.
Where did you go during your search?
Eugene usually knows to stay out of people's bedrooms, so I went downstairs and searched for him there. I checked the bathroom, sitting room, and coat room. I finally checked the kitchen and pantry. He might have gone there to steal some snacks.
But you didn't find him in any of those places.
No, I didn't.
If I recall correctly, the glass was completely shattered. This is despite the presence of several abjuration spells that protected it.
Yes, it would have taken an extremely powerful spell to break it like that. Maybe a strong herald, maybe.
Me, I'm Harold.
Yeah, I the only thing I can think of is like he's actually innocent, where he's like just telling us that, but he might have made a mistake in what he revealed, or he's being forthcoming with most of the information to make it seem like he's telling the truth, but then he's just like, well, you know, leaving out important details on purpose. As you saw, the glass displayed something. I think it was just the sword, right?
Shattered into shards, yeah.
Yeah, shattered into shit pieces, man.
Unless Harold had a way to dispel that magic, a powerful mage must have destroyed it. Perhaps Harold had Beatrice shatter the glass before she went to the ballroom. The Sword of Spell Eating makes its wielder immune to magical effects. What use would the lockdown have been?
Honestly, not much. It Camilo must have been immune to the anti-magic fields and the spells that prevented people from leaving. But at that point, the Kingsguard just wanted to activate it for good measure.
Your statement right now is missing details. What should you ask him to elaborate on? How did you find the sword?
Probably
or how did you
Eugene.
find Eugene?
Yeah.
How did you eventually find Eugene that night? Because they didn't find the sword. Well, I mean, they
Nope.
found the sword in the
It was
one-
In
underneath.
Beatrice's room eventually, but
Yeah. So we already know that, and to have him testify to that fact means nothing.
Mm.
Unless he says
That's
something that's just so wildly wrong that
Yeah.
we're just
I
like,
guess-
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously that's wrong.
it was in my ass. Yeah.
Unless they somehow, because I'm assuming like the guards found it, but did they tell him that they found it? That's the one
Well,
thing
I'm
I don't
assuming so.
remember.
It's his
Yeah.
property. So.
That is true. After an hour of silence, he finally responded to my telepathic messages. He met up with me in the gallery before we went to search for the sword.
So this would have been after the theft was reported.
Yes.
You would have to have picked up Eugene after he murdered Lord Frey. This must be the alibi they're using to account for the time that no one could see Eugene. Anyway, this detail could be extremely important. Please add it to your testimony, witness.
Harold.
Yes, of course, Harold.
Fucking
Well,
Harold.
is that, like impossible? If the anti-magic field's up.
Yeah, like why would it randomly stop? Like when
Well,
did
yeah,
it...
Well, eventually
he
it
would
would've stopped.
definitely not be able to telepathically like use that. He would not have been able to communicate with him telepathically if the things were up.
I guess
Unless he
it
had the
depends
sword
on,
of
like-
spell eating.
Well, I mean,
That's
yeah.
true. But that might be the contradiction that leads into saying that,
Yeah.
like how he was able to communicate with him.
Yeah.
A knife. He said that he went around the manor to look for Eugene. Do you think he's telling the truth?
Maybe, but his so-called search for Eugene gives him a good excuse not to be seen by anyone. It's a decent alibi, if not without its flaws. So you need to poke some holes.
Fucking kill him.
We're at home chilling.
Okay, so Eugene finally responded to my telepathic messages. I met up with him in the gallery before
It'd
they
be the
finally found
lockdown.
the artifact. Yeah. So
Yeah, because they only shut that down after.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where's this one, right? So,
Well, I guess
It's
would
not
it be
that
the
one, it's
sword or the
lock-
lockdown?
It's the
itself?
lockdown.
Lockdown.
Mhm.
For, I think it's the chain.
Where's-
Of the,
It's this one. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, anti-magic fields. Nice.
What?
Killed him.
Harold, you found Eugene before you went to search for the sword of spell eating. This would mean that happened while the lockdown was still active. Am I correct? Lockdown. Oh, God.
Lockdown.
The lockdown. Yes, as much as I was worried about the artifact, Eugene's safety was far more important.
That's the thing, Harold.
Harold.
You said that after hours of silence, you finally received a telepathic message back from Eugene.
What?
She's even.
So that leaves one
What?
question. How did you communicate with Eugene telepathically if you were both within an anti-magic field?
I don't know if y'all heard that. I just went. Oh! His soul got
What?
taken. What? 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 What do you mean?
Harold, in response to the theft, the Kingsguard activated the lockdown system to prevent anyone from leaving. That same lockdown system would have placed an anti-magic field over every inch of that manor. That field should have suppressed the telepathic abilities given to you by the familial bond. You wouldn't have been able to speak with Eugene at all.
Look at that fucking figure.
Holy fucking liar.
It looked like his face is gone.
I'm sure, Mr. Cuthbert, are you accusing the witness of lying in his testimony? Please, Cuthbert is blowing the entire thing out of proportion.
I am
What?
trying to help you. Your client is not guilty, but also not innocent.
Well, she probably knows the whole deal of what actually
Oh
happened.
yeah.
Any magic field is a resource-intensive spell. We can't assume that they managed to cover every inch of the manor,
Oh fuck off.
especially the areas that would only be accessible to a small animal.
Mr. Morrow, let's assume that Eugene managed to reach some sort of blind spot in the lockdown system. The magical telepathy granted by familial bond connects two people. Even if Eugene wasn't affected by the anti-magic field, Harold would be.
That's a good point. He's spitting.
Spin.
So how did I hear him then? He's actually confused. Like, what the fuck?
There's only one answer that makes sense, Harold. You did hear Eugene telepathically communicate because Eugene was wielding the sword of spell eating.
What?
That's not cool.
He was a good liar, though. He's like, man, that is weird. How did I hear him then?
Yeah, crazy.
He didn't even go into the, well, how did I hear him then? It was just, well,
Yeah,
that's
it's like, that's interesting.
Sorry, Mr. Cuthbert. But are you saying that the sword of spell eating was stolen by the witness's pet monkey?
I am, Your Honor. It's the only reason the only way the witness's testimony makes sense. She doesn't have a rebuttal. You should probably push this while you still have a chance. Harold Haroldson, you were the one who stole the sword of spell eating, weren't you?
And what reason would I have to steal something that I already belongs to me?
It was just take suspicion off you, because you were the one who had William Frege killed. You staged your robbery You staged your robbery and used the sword of spell eating to make Eugene invisible. Then you sent him through the manor's ventilation system, all so you could have him murder William Frege in his study.
Done, Cuthbert. I suppose you just can't stop yourself from pursuing a lying witness.
It's what I do best, Mr. Mora.
Of course. Witness, do you have anything to say in your defense?
I just realized.
That is fine. He's like, wait, hold on. Wait on the prosecutor.
Also, I just realized Cuthbert has Mihawk eyes.
He does got them, like...
It's quite obvious, but I completely refute the prosecution's allegations. He's misguided, but he's just doing his job.
We're expecting his thoughts to be hostile like before. Is he a different guy?
That'd be weird. How would that work? How would that work?
Illusory disguise.
I guess so, but...
I mean, but who would he be is what I want.
Yeah, Lucio Steele.
Yes, it's like, oh, you found out.
You figured it all out, huh? Also,
Oh,
should we
get
get
kissed.
No, Evan's gone. He's dead. I forgot.
Yeah, he's in Oklahoma.
He's in the homeless.
Do you also refute your statement about Eugene telepathically speaking with you?
I know better than to lie on the stand to try to save myself. I can't explain how it happened, but I stand behind my testimony. Eugene did telepathically contact me during the lockdown.
Whoa.
How did he? So he actually doesn't know how.
Actually doesn't know. That's wild. What the fuck?
But how did he do it?
He's not involved?
I mean, he still could be involved, but it's like if he knew shit was gonna pop off.
Something weird happened during the plan that even he doesn't know how the fuck that happened.
Yeah, maybe. I like this already. Yeah, fucking. Oh, Cuthbert's like, huh?
Wait, so he doesn't know how the telepathic communication happened? Perhaps he overlooked it when he was planning the murder with Beatrice.
There's no way.
And that's your position, Cuthbert, that the witness sent a monkey to murder William Frege.
That's also a good point.
It may sound ridiculous, but it's the only thing that makes sense. Or do you have any evidence to refute that, Mr. Mora?
No, I fully wholeheartedly agree with you, Cuthbert.
Uh-oh. This is proving.
Wait.
This is disproving her.
It's like, wait, hold on.
Tyrion!
I forgot I'm the prosecution.
Mr. Cuthbert, did you forget that you were prosecuting Beatrice Frege? Your Honor, even as the prosecutor, it's clear that Cuthbert just can't stop himself from finding a true culprit.
Wait, I also meant to say that the defendant conspired with the witness to commit the crime.
How?
Oh, really? And do you have any proof of this conspiracy to commit? Of course you don't.
But even so...
Let's assume that you did have evidence to prove your statement. If this was really a plot formed by my client and the witness, what would my client even contribute to this plan? From what you said, this plot was completely carried out by Lord Haroldson and his familiar.
Well... the glass! He would have needed a powerful mage like the defendant to break the sword's display case and stage the robbery.
So what contribution to the murder was breaking some glass? Can you prove my client shattered the display case? And can you prove he did so knowing it would somehow lead to her father's death?
You might have gotten a little too eager to prove Harold's guilt.
Yeah, this is what happened to us.
The physical evidence against the client is almost non-existent in the first place. Meanwhile, it seems the prosecution just brought forward physical evidence that implicates Lord Haraldson.
What the fuck did I do?
Physical evidence supported by his own testimony.
Also, you're cutting out a lot, Carlos.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was me.
Maybe I should move a bit closer. Is this?
No,
internet-wise.
like internet cut out.
Oh, damn.
There has to be some explanation for this.
Cuthbert, didn't you ask me something yesterday? My client didn't kill the victim. Then who did? I suppose I should thank you for finding the answer.
Damn it. All you did was make it more difficult to prove your case. But Harold has to be involved with this. You weren't wrong about that. Only Eugene would be small enough to traverse the air vents. So isn't there anything else you can use? With the threat of indictment, Harold must be stressed. It's gotten you out of tight spots before, but maybe you can find the evidence in his mind.
Already? You can use every trick you have, Cuthbert. It won't help you.
Ignore her. Calm your mind and focus the eye of horse on him. You have to find something, anything, that might tie the murder to Beatrice.
What can remain concealed?
Really?
Because it seems like Harold is still clueless, too. It's just truly a shame that Beatrice was driven to flee from her own family. Only I'd introduced myself to her. Perhaps we could have found a solution together.
He doesn't know Beatrice? But how is she planning the murder with him? Unless...
So,
Naga.
here's a question. You know how in, like, D&D there's spells to, like, make enemy allies enemies be your allies?
That's
is there, like, a spell to...
enchantment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And enchantment magic doesn't exist here.
Yeah. Alright, never mind. I think Tyrion's argument makes sense. I mean, I might be guilty. I couldn't have heard Eugene. I do love this might actually be Dayquil right now. I mean, I could have done it. Shit. I could have heard Eugene when the lockdown was active. What is going on here?
Oh, that's just extra detail.
Emilio Bond too, yeah.
Eugene, my prize boy. Just what were you doing that night? Did you really wield the sword? If only for a brief moment?
Wait, you should have known exactly where Eugene was that night. Why would his thoughts say that?
Something's not right. Can't believe that one of my artifacts was used to commit a murder. It's completely disrespectful to the culture, and he's
Does
just
he
behind
not
it.
know the murder weapon either? He's speaking as if he has no hand in this. That can't be true, can it?
He doesn't have a...
What's going on? He's speaking as if he had no hand in this. You can guard yourself from the Eye of Horus, but you can't lie to it. If that's true, are you wrong about Harold's involvement? Is he really in... I swear to God, if the monkey actually just has its own will and
He's
killed
just-
Frigg...
Oh wait, no, wait, it might because the fucking the things of intelligence got stolen.
Yeah, the band of
monkey might
intelligence.
yes.
Yeah.
It
why
might
would he
actually
wanna-
have it. So
But why would it want to kill the guy
Because
then?
it was protecting
And-
Harold. Because they were threatening to defund his thing. So just the monkey actually did it.
It was
of
just
its
the
own
monkey.
free
That's
will.
killed
actually
for
crazy.
he killed
Holy
for his master to
Yeah,
save him.
but the question is, why is Beatrice involved?
She may have
It's like,
been
well,
complicit. She may have like not stopped
used-
it.
Yeah, I
Well,
guess.
she's like, I mean, she might have been the one that pushed it forward and like blackmailed the monkey.
Yeah, the monkey's
like,
like, I'll
Gave
Yeah.
the monkey the bracers
Ultimatum.
and then told
Sentience, yeah.
it, hey, by the way, your master is gonna get defunded.
that's even
That's
filthier.
insane.
That's even filthier because you
That's
just
like,
got an
that's like
innocent.
walking up to someone's dog and saying your master will die if you don't maul this person.
That's fucked. That's actually messed up.
like a thing that like loves you with like consideration, you know?
It's fucking
Oh,
if
that's-
Cher
that's
found
evil.
out that Ook, someone told Cher that fucking Ook will die if you don't assassinate Barton.
See anything good? Hold on, swallowing. Your Honor, it's clear that the prosecution has nothing left to argue. There's very little evidence implicating my client, and there's far more likely suspect in front of us right now.
How the fuck is he gonna turn this?
Yes, I must agree, Mr. Moore. At the very least, I see no reason to prolong the trial any longer.
Wait! Beatrice couldn't personally have done this. Discounting the fact that she's completely blind, she was with the two princes for most of the night. So who actually killed William Frege in his study? Think about this. The reason why you suspected Harold in the first place was because of what Tracker said. Tracker's vocabulary is primitive and limited. He uses the word rat to describe small creatures that hide and act suspiciously.
But even if it wasn't an actual rat, it still could have been, right? Or couldn't have been.
You're right. It would have to have been a small animal. A small animal with the strength and dexterity to traverse a small air vent while holding a sword. Tracker definitely saw some kind of animal. Was it someone else's familiar?
No, it had to be Eugene. It had to be Eugene.
Yeah, it had to be Eugene. Right. It had to be Eugene. Tracker found the sword in that hallway. And Eugene couldn't have communicated with Harold unless the sword protected both of them from the anti-magic field. But why? Did Eugene just happen to be in the hallway? It also doesn't explain why the sword of spell eating was even there. No, Tracker said that Eugene came out of the air vent on one side of the hallway, then he fled into the air vent on the other side. Even for a small monkey, those vents would have been extremely cramped. He wouldn't have entered those vents out of mere curiosity. Why was Eugene in the air vents? You know that Harold didn't participate in the murder, but did he know what Eugene was doing that night? Eugene was acting to protect Harold?
Of their own free will.
Oh. Eugene was acting of his own free will. That's the explanation that makes the most sense. But how? And why? Harold's the only person that magically is connected to Eugene. And even if Beatrice somehow got Eugene to follow her orders, she wouldn't have been able to direct his actions telepathically. Beatrice couldn't use any other conjuration spell to contact him either. She was also in the anti-magic field when she was with Aster. So if Eugene was the one who murdered William Frege, was he acting independently? No, that can't be possible. How could Eugene have carried out this plan independently? This plan required knowledge of Frege Manor ventilation system. It also involved murdering William during the lockdown and destroying his will. Eugene might be smart for a monkey, but a normal monkey wouldn't have known how to identify and destroy William's will. Even if Beatrice somehow trained him to do all this beforehand. Eugene wore the armbands of intellect.
I'm happy that we figured it out and then they immediately hit us with it. So
That's actually really good, yeah.
No, couldn't be.
And that's such a creative way to use a familiar in a murder that the familiar went rogue.
Yeah, also, I just thought about it. Another scenario you could think of it as is you know how when we're kids, we're just kids, and then all of a sudden we gain consciousness at some point. Just imagine the second you gain consciousness is you need to kill the president. Immediately, it's your mom depends on it. It's well, I love my mom, so yeah.
Fuck the president.
Yeah, fuck him, whatever he's doing. I discovered that the armband of intellect had been stolen as well. It's fucking. We also thought that Harold did it too. He was oh, Harold did it. It's his familiar.
Good bait and switch. Very good.
Yeah,
bait
very good. And unlike
very wise.
Very wise. And unlike the sword of spell eating, we still haven't found the armbands.
You look at the glass case where they used to be. Thief didn't shatter this glass.
Exactly. Moreover, the armbands were actually replaced with a very well-made replica. The magical locks on the case can be disabled.
Wait, were we reading the monkey's mind whenever it was hostile? Because Harold's not hostile.
He's never been hostile.
Oh my god!
And afraid.
Oh my god!
We've been reading the monkey's mind.
This is good shit.
Because he can read Tracker. We didn't expect it because we didn't know that we could read Tracker's mind yet. Oh my god!
Harold never had a reason to lie.
Fucking good.
Good shit.
Fucking
Good shit.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
We've been reading the
The monkey.
Holy shit!
That's why he's like, wait, I was fucking deserved.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my god, Harold.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's good shit. Great
How
shit.
are they normally disabled?
It can be turned on and off using the spoken password.
How many people know this password?
Only myself. I personally oversee the transport of these items when they're moved.
Only Harold knows the password, but somebody else could have ever heard him saying it.
Mm,
Monkey!
Yeah.
Monkey D.
Someone that's
Luffy.
constantly looking over his shoulder.
Ah! The monkey.
Bring the monkey in now!
You've made some ridiculous statements in the past, but there's no way the judge will even entertain this as theory.
There
So
you
you have to be smart about this. Your Honor, I think there's one more Oh no.
Yeah, you gotta be smart about this. We need the monkey.
I think there's one more witness that can clear up the discrepancy once and for all. I believe he can prove the prosecution's case to the court.
I see. Really? I frankly find that hard to believe.
On God?
Trust me, Your Honor, there's an element to this that we all aren't seeing.
On the scam
And
lord?
one that no one will believe.
What do you have planned now?
Very well. I'll give you one last chance, Mr. Cuthbert. But to know that if the next witness fails to unveil any new information, I won't hesitate to end this trial.
Bro, they're gonna...
I understand, Your Honor. So I'm gonna need you to bear with me for a moment.
Why?
Your Honor, the defense calls Eugene Haroldson to the stand.
Never mind, I retract my earlier statement. I'll be passing my verdict.
No, wait, just bear with me for a moment.
Mr. Cuthbert, I can find you in contempt for even suggesting this. I can fucking kill you.
Kill you? I mean, honestly, imagine you're this judge. It's like, okay, we gotta accuse... There's like on trial the fucking daughter of one of the pillars.
pillar has been
Yeah, of the
murdered.
pillarman. And this guy says, bring in the monkey. I should fucking execute you on the spot.
Do you honestly think I'll allow a monkey to give testimony in my court?
Yeah, no, it sounds pretty out there, even for us.
I'd like to remind the court of the nature of Haroldson's bond with Eugene. Eugene's a familiar. That means Harold Haroldson can speak with him telepathically.
But this is absolutely...
Show me the law that says an animal can't give testimony, Your Honor.
Show me the law.
It may be unprecedented, but it's not against the law.
We're making that law after this trial.
Very well.
Your Honor, you can't be serious right now.
This would be great.
Are you actually going along with this?
Mr. Moore, I'm looking for any possible reason not to entertain this. But Mr. Cuthbert has a point. No laws against his proposal. So I suppose I must oblige his frankly insane actions for now.
Yo, she's... Very well.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not as if this will reveal anything.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but... Bailiff, please escort Lord Haroldson's monkey to the stand.
Oh, man. He's just... Is he by himself? He is!
Witness, please state your name and occupation to the court.
I could do without the sarcasm, Mr. Mora. Monkey.
Who's gonna be monkey?
Go for it.
You wanna be...
Eugene, it's monkey. Eugene, monkey, monkey.
Monkey. Can talk?
Bailiff, make sure the stenographer gets Haroldson's translations.
Ugh. You can't see the armbands on him right now. Must be at his normal intelligence. Although, how would he even wear them? Perhaps he held them in his hands. They only require physical contact, after all. Eugene, did you steal from the gallery on the night of the murder?
He's attacking! Eugene, never steal from Harold. Eugene was Harold. Blood.
Blood? Crip?
Then you'll have no problem testifying about where you went during the Lord's Ball.
I can't believe you convinced me to do this.
I can't believe you let me. Holy shit.
Eugene, explore house. Eugene, look for a new place to play. Eugene also look for spiders. Spiders, yum yum. Woo! You think Eugene steal armbands of intellect?
Whoa. Huh?
Woo! Ah! Eugene never steal from Harold. Harold friend. Eugene always Harold's friend. Ape strong together.
They were replaced with a
fake.
fake, but
Mm-hmm.
my question is, how does he even know that? I don't even know what
Yeah,
we're
how
talking
would
about
he,
the armband.
I mean, he would know. I guess he would
Yeah.
know being around him, but he automatically is. Oh no, we talked about it. I thought.
I'm imagining these people prepared the replica. If I had to guess,
Mhm.
I taker people.
Maybe.
Wow, you did it, Cuthbert. You blew this case wide open.
Damn.
Is this really going to help us?
Look, you just gotta trust me on this.
I trust you.
That sentence sounded like it turned into a question at the end.
I trust you.
Monkey.
Monkey.
But Harold's an associate of House Frege. Surely you visited the manor before that night.
Manor constantly changes. William always doing renovation. Always new discovery to be made.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. We certainly had the gold for it. What else did you do that night? Did you enjoy
Wait, is that
eating
diff-
spiders? It was different. It's
Yeah.
look into the eye. Something contradicts it. The eye.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Do you enjoy eating spiders?
Spider's good, rich in nutrients.
Really mad.
Wait, really?
Some cultures in the Eastern Kingdoms eat roasted crickets. I've tried them. Actually, not that bad if they're prepared correctly.
I don't think I could ever be that adventurous.
Everyone, please stay on topic.
Oh God, of my career.
I want to hear monkey words.
Yeah, I want to hear monkey. I wasn't accusing you of anything, Eugene. Perhaps you accidentally unlocked the case and took them thinking they were some sort of toy. Could be an honest mistake.
Eugene, not dum-dum.
Oh.
What's that face?
Eugene know how important artifacts are to Harold. Eugene never take from him.
You might have not knowingly done it, but perhaps you took one of the armbands or artifacts by accident. Fear.
Eugene never do that.
Cared.
Then how do you explain your brief contact with sort of spell eating? Harold couldn't have telepathically contacted you unless it was you holding it, or one of you holding it.
Eugene don't understand.
Right, he wouldn't understand how the sword works without his heightened intelligence. Unless... Do you consider yourself close to Harold?
I would say sexual.
No,
No.
no.
Not this time. Not this time.
I guess so. They literally have a magical connection with each other.
Alright, I suppose the bond between mage and familiar would require a lot of trust.
Harold saved Eugene from Batman years ago. Eugene would never betray.
Oh, wait. Frege?
Oh, it's Frank. The Frege used to own Eugene.
Maybe.
How does familiar work? You could just give away.
No,
your
I think it's not you summoning like a thing. I think it's you bonding to
You
an
bond
an
with
existing
a
animal.
real animal in this version. In D&D, it's
Okay.
different because it's literally like a
That's
fake
a cool.
creature.
That is a cool interpretation of it, though. I
Alright.
gotta admit.
Yeah, that's why I was like wondering. It's like I don't see how they could take control of Eugene's.
That's okay. Yeah,
But
I was a bit confused too, but okay, that's a cool interpretation that you form a bond with an animal or
And then
creature.
they're your familiar. All right.
So you're a rescue.
Batman, lock Eugene in cage. Tell people to throw peanuts at Eugene.
That's fucked up.
Harold, take Eugene away from that prison. Lock up Batman.
Lock up Batman?
I guess there's a different guy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Still shows how much he fucking
Yeah.
loves him.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to generally care for Harold. How could that be why he did this? Clearly feels indebted to him. That might have been his motive.
There's no way they can put fucking Eugene in prison. I won't stand for it.
Tyrion.
I know it looks bad. But I swear there's more to this than meets the eye.
Sorry,
If you say so.
Has to be something, blah blah blah, yeah, we already know.
he's just
There's
by
only,
himself on this one. There's no.
Wait a minute. Eugene, I asked you before if you stole anything from Harold's gallery.
Eugene, no. Eugene would never steal from Harold. Cuthbert, don't waste our time by having him repeat that statement.
That's the thing, Mr. Mora. It's not the same statement that he made in his testimony. I asked the witness if he stole an artifact from the gallery. I never mentioned the armbands of intellect.
What are you talking about now? The witness lacks the understanding to differentiate between the artifacts.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
It was clearly just a simple mistake.
It's not just the fact that he named the wrong artifact, Mr. Mora. It's the fact he used its actual name.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean, Mr. Cuthbert.
Your Honor, animals can't speak the same way that humans do. Even when a telepathic link is established, their vocabulary is extremely limited.
Right, Tracker called the sort of spell eating a stick before.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to understand what he really meant.
Exactly. So that raises the question. How did Eugene know they were called the armbands of intellect? Wait, how did he know? The armbands were stolen during the Lord's Ball and replaced with a well-made replica.
Wearing them. Oh, yes.
Has he been playing the court? And pretending to be dumb?
He's having it up! It's under the hat! It's under the hat!
Oh my...
Oh, it could be under the hat.
God, dude, this case
He's
is
been
insane.
playing.
No,
He's been played by a monkey.
no, that'd be fucking crazy. That'd be fucking crazy. I hope it is.
Where are the armbands of intellect right now? If he had worn the armbands of intellect while he was sneaking through the fence, he would have never had the opportunity to put them back. And the armbands are still missing. So
He's wearing it. He's
Eugene
wearing
is wearing...
Can I also
armbands.
state that like after this trial, there's no way Tyrion and Tamora's relationship is gonna be steady
God.
unless she
Oh, yeah,
forgives
no
him.
way.
Unless she forgives him, there's no fucking way.
It's fine, she's
they're
dying
working
next
together.
trial anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She's dying next year anyway.
to the dungeon.
She's
To
lived.
the-
She
to the
lived
rest
for too
of the-
long. She lived too long.
It can't be. Is he really? The armbands were designed to be worn by humans, so Eugene couldn't wear them on his arms. So where would he wear them? You initially thought that he carried them in his hands, but they're far simpler explanation. Eugene, do you still maintain you didn't steal the armbands of intellect?
Eugene never steal from Harold.
Like, is it the shadow under his hat? Oh, wait, they're these glasses.
Oh, those
You think it's his
armbands?
glass?
He put glass
Nah,
in the
he-
armbands.
That'd be some
Well,
hella.
I think they might just go to the hat. I'm not sure about, but
We'll see. Maybe they like illusion.
Then I suppose you wouldn't mind taking off your hat. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I had figured because he didn't have something to connect it to his face, so I was like,
Yeah.
are they?
yeah.
Unless he takes off his hat and he's like, see?
Yeah, it's just like wrapped around his head.
What? Your move, attorney.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
You serious?
You don't think he's wearing them right now, do you?
It's the only thing that makes sense. The armbands were taken on the night of the murder, and they're still missing. If Eugene did indeed steal the armbands that night, he would have never had the opportunity to return them. He had no choice but to continue wearing them until the investigation was over.
Damn.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You're spinning a fairy tale. Do you honestly expect us to believe that a monkey increased its intellect beyond human limits?
If I'm wrong, the witness can easily refute my theory by removing his hat. Do it. Remove your hat. Do it. Prove me right. Well, what's it gonna be, Eugene? You seem fully break character as he slowly and silently lifts his hat. Okay. Dang.
No, you can't be serious.
Everyone can see it plainly. He's wearing the armbands of intellect like a crown around his tiny head. All right.
He's smoking now.
From out of his head,
He's smoking a joint.
he pulls something else.
Fucking mob bot.
Well done, Mr. Cuthbert. I shouldn't have underestimated you.
What the?
Serious?
This is probably a blessing in disguise.
Hit the hardest dunk.
I don't think I could bear basing myself any longer.
Look at he has his own sprite.
Feel the
What are you objecting to?
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds, Miss Timora?
On what grounds? Everything about the situation is objectionable. It's downright absurd. Is he seriously Beatrice's accomplice?
Wow.
Mr. Moore,
It's in front of us.
We can't deny what's clearly in front of us.
Yeah. Bro, the judge is like, I'm about to make bank from this case.
I wasn't ready for today. How does he even talk now?
Scholars believe that humans and apes evolved from a common ancestor. Perhaps all apes can speak a common language under the right circumstances.
Evolved, please. I've observed your society. I think calling humanity evolved is being quite generous.
This guy.
Can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Well, you're all done gawking at me like a bunch of simpletons.
Simpletons? Wait a minute.
It's quite difficult to separate myths from actual historical accounts.
Right, I remember encountering a similar problem at the Imperial Academy.
Ah, you must be quite dedicated in your studies. Oh, it was him! It was him! Yes, it was him!
I fucking
It's
told
fucking-
you!
Good shit. That's so good. That's such a good way. It fucks me because they set up the whole game of us relying on this to like, oh, we see what you're really feeling. Like you're just putting up an
He's
act.
like,
and,
you're a
like,
fucking
they boomed
snake,
us.
dude. And then he's just like, I'm just a dude, man.
They boomed us.
I'm
They
sorry.
boomed us.
The only reason why I didn't give him the Dagor voice was because I thought he was this mean. It was the fucking monkey the entire time.
Kodaka could never.
You could
Kodaka would fucking have a
never.
stroke before this happened. What are you talking about?
Holy shit.
Kodaka
This is so good.
would have went. Hold on. This doesn't sound like he would have said this. Someone else nearby have said this instead. Like,
Yeah,
the-
someone would have been like, they
Lumber.
let this simpleton in. Fucking Jesus, Kodaka.
hate you, Kodaka.
Just go back to a good game.
So Harold was really one just a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
The
because of the subtext we thought he was fucking an ass.
Every
Even
insulting
like when we accused him of murder, he's like, damn, he's pretty. He's misguided, but he's got
He's
the right
like,
heart.
He's like, maybe I did do it. Fuck.
every insulting thought you've seen from Harold, they weren't Harold's thoughts at all. They were Eugene's thought. He's been wearing the armband since you first met.
Damn.
But I still don't understand. Why would you even take the armbands in the first place?
Ludmit Lord's ball was one of many occasions. The first time I touched them was due to sheer chance.
You put them on by accident?
My unawakened self was enamored by its glittering sheen. I merely wanted to touch them, but when I first held them in my hands, I experienced a sense of clarity that I'd never felt before. I was afraid of what I'd experienced, so I left them alone. But as I returned to my primitive lifestyle, I couldn't stop thinking about what I felt.
That's
that day.
actually cosmic horror. Like, he got
That
cosmic
is
horror.
cosmic horror.
Deep
Yeah,
horror.
Imagine you like thinking. I guess you can. Imagine you know less about the world, and then all of a sudden, when you pick it up, you have more opinions that are more sophisticated, and you're like, and then you put it back, but then now you just have these lingering talks of, well, I
There's-
mean, I can't even think at that level anymore.
There's a way to describe cosmic horror, and it's just like, imagine for a moment that in the world you are an ant. You cannot think of anything beyond whatever you are currently doing in the moment or whatever you need to do to survive. That's it. Those are the two things that are ever on your mind: food, water, shelter. Done. Everything else is non-existent to you. Who cares? You stray away from your anthill quite a while, and eventually you get lost. Something blocks your way, and for whatever reason, you can't track the pheromones that you would normally track to get back to your anthill. But something picks you up. Some human or something picks you up and returns you to your anthill where you were supposed to go. And in that moment, all you would normally be able to process is that you went from one location to another quickly. And that's it. But imagine for just a moment that you actually understood what was going on, that something was willingly picking you up and bringing you back home. For just that brief moment, you fully understand what you are and what your position in the world is. And then the second you get put back down, you're just back to an ant. That would drive somebody fucking insane.
It
to
was
know how little they really are.
it's
world.
like
That's cosmic horror.
to a lesser extent. There was like this meme that I saw that like someone like found an ant and then they put him in like a jar, you know, the jar of sugar. They put them in a side of a jar of sugar, but they close it. They like see all this sugar, but then they're like, well, I can't do anything with it. And then all of a sudden they get picked back up again and put back in their place. How the fuck are you explaining to them? No, there was this land of sugar. It's like, where'd you get all the sugar? I was trapped in a jar. Like, let's say hypothetically they could say all this shit. I was trapped in a jar. And there was just sugar everywhere. Where was I don't know. I don't know where it was. Ah, yeah, no, I couldn't imagine fucking something
Literally
grabbing me.
fucking like El Dorado. Like
You
it's a city of
found
gold. It's a city of gold.
the land of milk and honey.
I have no idea what you just said, Carlos.
Yeah, I
you're,
said,
you're an actual robot right now.
Execute that man.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They think he's fucking the gene pool lacking, and so they would kill him. Oh my
Holy
god.
shit.
Nah, I got scared for a second.
You were hooked.
Like a drug.
I wouldn't quite phrase it like that, but I suppose you're not wrong. I already knew the password to Harold's vault, so I'd come in from time to time and indulge in the man's power.
Mm-hmm.
The more time I spent with my awakened intellect, the more I craved its power when I had to put them away.
And that's when you made the replica.
While no one was watching, I devised a plan to discreetly take the armbands.
That's fucking crazy.
Harold would have eventually discovered they were stolen, but he would have concluded that a noble from the Lord's Ball took them.
Because of the pressure he was receiving from the crown.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but I never expected things to reach this point. Okay, so they've been fake for a while.
No,
Yeah.
they've been fake for a while then.
I guess that explains why that wasn't broken.
It was stolen on the day of the Lord's Ball, like at the same time. It's just they were replaced.
He
with
was using it
replica.
like a
Yeah.
bot. Yeah.
I didn't expect someone to steal the sword of spell eating as well. And I certainly didn't expect murder to happen that night.
But you still maintain you're innocent.
Well, of course I do.
Why would I?
I stole the armbands, but I did not murder William Fragan, nor did I take the sword of spell eating. Allow me to elaborate.
There you go. I don't believe him, but
I'll admit that I took the armbands and replaced them with a replica, but I was not the crook who stole the sword of spell eating. The thefts were completely different from one another. The case for the sword was completely shattered. I spotted the sword when I was exploring the manor. It was lying in the middle of this hallway. I wondered why such an important artifact would be lying there, so I took a closer look to inspect it. That's when I heard Harold call out to me telepathically. The sword must have protected me from Harold. I wanted to take the sword and return it, but a wild dog chased me away from the scene.
Well, he has a point. Didn't need to shatter the display case of the sword.
Yeah, you already know the passwords. But Tracker said that Eugene was the one who dropped the sword. Furthermore, he escaped from the air vent that led to from William's study or something. I don't remember what it said. His actions that were not as innocent as his testimony implies, so he must have lied somewhere.
I feel bad for tomorrow. What the fuck did you even do at this situation?
Like pain in case of whatever Apollo justice.
Where did the monkey come from?
You stole the armbands by using Harold's spoken password, am I correct?
Yes, I sit on his shoulder most of the time. He obviously never suspected what I'd do, so it was a simple matter of listening to him when he transported the artifacts to the manor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's real bad, Carlos.
Okay, I'll reset my internet real quick then.
Okay.
I'll take control. Monkey.
And I can assume that you knew the passwords for the other displays as well?
I do, and I can easily demonstrate it.
You doubt he'd lie about that when he can easily check it. Even so, you already lied about not stealing the armbands. Why should we believe you now?
The answer to that lies in the physical evidence.
How do we know you didn't shatter the glass to cover your tracks?
Harold's password nullifies the locks, but they don't nullify the magic that protects the glass.
Okay.
Harold told you himself, didn't he? Only a powerful mage could have shattered the reinforced glass.
But as a familiar, magic can be cast through you.
Only Harold can cast magic through me. I can't cast any spells by myself. And even if I could, Harold's spell compendium doesn't have a spell that's powerful enough for that.
His logic is sound. But if what he was saying is true, who shattered the glass?
Anyways, simpleton.
But that location was near the Fragus bedrooms. Don't tell me that you...
What do you take me for? I know what a bedroom looks like. And I never enter one uninvited.
Then why were you there in the first place?
I was coming back from the rooftop garden, but I suddenly felt something interfering with the armband's magic.
The anti-magic fields.
Yes, I was worried that something had happened, so I made my way back to the gallery to meet up with Harold.
I see. Could you add this to your testimony?
Very well.
So you were heading directly from the rooftop garden to the gallery. But do you honestly expect us to believe that someone just left this sort of spell eating in the hallway?
Think what you will, but it's the truth. Perhaps the murderer left it there after they were done using it. If the King's Guard found it there, they would have had no idea who stole it.
It does sound possible, but you shouldn't be so quick to believe it. And that's when you made contact with it.
Yes, I was quite surprised, too. At the time, the magic of the armbands was being nullified. But when I picked up the sword, my intellect finally returned. That's how I knew that I was holding the sword of spell eating.
Was this the first time he tried to contact you that night?
No, he had telepathically messaged me earlier that night. But I was so absorbed in my exploration that I ignored him.
He was absorbed in his exploration? That really caused him to ignore a call from Harold?
No, there's no way.
Didn't you have enough time to grab the sword? You were holding it after all.
I'm not proud to admit it, but my survival instincts took over. At that point, I was more concerned about escaping that wild animal.
You suppose that makes sense? Tracker is several times larger than him. He had every reason to be afraid.
Oh yeah.
His story makes sense. There's no way he could have shattered the glass.
Suppose so. But Tracker saw him that night. He was definitely traversing events in that hallway, which means he lied somewhere in the testimony.
What were we thinking?
That's this one. To the gallery. Okay. Oops.
Didn't like one of the vents lead to the fucking?
That's what I'm trying to find out. It should be this one. Rooftop garden is over here. Gallery's over here. So there's no vent that should lead that way. Or if he does, then it would have to be like walking like this. Right? That makes sense, I think.
Either that or I was thinking of Jan.
Jan?
Well, like because not Jan in particular, but like the vent. There was like one vent that led into where Jan was at. I don't know if that's involved with this.
That's from down here, I think. Wait, hold on. The study's down here.
Okay. I don't think then. Yeah, first choice.
Yeah, if he's going from the rooftop to the gallery, this map just sort of disproves that.
Yeah.
I think.
Objection!
Yeah.
Yep.
Eugene, I'm sure you're well aware of this, but the best way to lie is to hide a false detail within many truths.
You good, Carlos?
Is he back?
He's back, but I don't think he's muted or something. And what are you trying to insinuate, Mr. Cuthbert?
That's a shame, Al. Yeah, no worries. You said that you were heading from the terrace to the gallery. Did you take any detours?
Of course not. With the armbands nullified, my intelligence was slowly fading. Yeah, hi.
I'm back.
There you are.
Hi, Al.
Eugene
Said your full
lied.
name, Black Owl Nebula.
Oh, Black Owl Nebula.
Yeah, I almost said the whole thing. I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Oh, thing. What,
Yeah, so Eugene said that he was going from the rooftop garden to the gallery once
the nullification.
yeah,
spell.
Yeah.
once Harold called out, and he was like, "Oh shit, I need to get back. Something's wrong."
Look how far that shit is.
But yeah,
Yeah. There'd been no way.
A van that long?
but the rooftop garden, which is probably where he actually was, is very close to the study. It's just downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to return to Harold as soon as possible.
Witness, I'd like for you to take a look at this floor map of Fragan Manor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. This is the location where that wild dog found the sword of spell eating.
Gene.
So tell me, Eugene, how did you spot the sword of spell eating when it was hidden in the hallway north of Beatrice's room?
That. Why are you nitpicking at such an insignificant statement? He probably just got distracted and went down the wrong hallway.
Man, we haven't said nothing. Shut up.
Miss Timora, Eugene came from the rooftop garden, and he was adamant that he went directly to the gallery to reunite with Harold. Even if his intellect was muddled, he was intent on reuniting with his worried companion. He definitely took the direct route. But if he did, he never would have been able to see into that hallway.
I see your point, Mr. Cuthbert, but what does this mean?
It means that the witness lied about where he was before he discovered the sword of spell eating. That makes more sense, okay. He wasn't coming from the rooftop garden. He came from the air vents in that specific hallway. So why were you in that hallway, Eugene? You lied in your testimony. Was it because you wanted to hide what you were really doing that night?
I...
Admit it, Eugene. You snuck through the air vents to avoid detection. Then you used the air vent in that hallway to break into William's study. After that, you murdered him using his letter opener, didn't you?
Damn.
That's not what I went there to do.
Oh.
No, I didn't mean.
Did he open the door for her?
No. I think it wasn't... I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, yeah, I didn't mean to go. I wasn't going there in order to kill him. It just sort of happened that way. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that's where it's going, which would be a damn shame because it's only an hour of trial. But what I think could be interesting, if he does say it this way, is Jan's testimony wasn't William Frege speaking. It was Eugene speaking, and he was going,
who are you?
Yeah, he was going, who the hell are you? Because he doesn't know, he didn't recognize the person who was
His
actually
daughter.
killing him.
He didn't recognize his own daughter? That'd be crazy.
No, Eugene.
No.
Eugene was
Eugene.
saying that.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Jan heard Eugene's voice through the vents, not William's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
yeah,
went into
yeah,
his study, saw Beatrice murdering.
It's like, who the fuck are you?
Or
Oh, yeah,
somebody
he
else.
wouldn't
'Cause
have met Beatrice. Yeah,
Beatrice,
because he...
Beatrice said she, in her own mind, she wasn't actually the killer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
She was just an
technically I did.
accomplice.
And, fucking, what's his name? When, Harold didn't know Beatrice, so he... Definitely Eugene wouldn't know her.
Mhm.
So
Let's see.
I'm pretty
Fucking
sure
if
he's
it's
just gonna.
Lucio.
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna be like. I mean, he's kind of the only other person in this case. But yeah, I hope that he does end up saying like, I went there and I saw the corpse, and then it throws everything for a loop, as opposed to I went there and I sort of accidentally killed him in anger.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
came. I saw.
Okay.
I don't think he... Oh,
Yeah, we haven't had our big
I don't know.
destroy them moment yet, so I doubt it.
Yeah.
Order in the court. Witness, is this true? Did you break into William Frege's study during the lockdown?
Yes, I did enter his study, but not for the reason you think. William Frege was already dead when I got there.
there you go.
What?
What did you just say?
What did he say?
It's true.
Do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? How could someone else have killed the victim before you even got there? Tracker took the sword of spell eating, and you were the only intelligent creature that could walk through the air vents.
I understand how unbelievable and suspicious it sounds. Why do you think I lied in the first place? But it's the truth, Mr. Cuthbert. You have to believe me.
I don't see any contradicting thoughts through the eye, but that was hardly absolves him of guilt. But could he really be telling the truth? If that's the truth, it only brings you back to one question you've been asking since this all began. Who really did this?
We had to have died before the fucking thing went off then, I guess.
Yeah, before the anti-field.
He's been dead since the fucking... I guess the initial meeting then, it'd have to be.
How did they not tell by that then?
Well, she's very good
Did
with illusion.
Ruby kill him?
Ruby
Yeah,
might have,
Ruby
yeah.
did.
Ruby could have. Let's see.
For the sis.
Okay, Eugene, let's assume you're telling the truth.
Do you actually believe me?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You're still my only suspect for this. But I know better than anyone about jumping to conclusions. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now.
I see.
However, if you want to absolve yourself, I need you to tell me about what you really saw that night. It might be something, anything that could point to who really did this.
Very well. I'll tell you what I saw. Although I doubt you'll believe me.
Testimony for this.
Carlos came into the room. I'll be right back.
I discreetly made my way to that hallway through another air vent. I exited the air vent in that hallway and tried to leap to the other side. I'm not sure if I was my waning intelligence or my desperation, but I collided with something that I couldn't see. I fell to the ground and found the sword of spell-eating lying next to me. I wanted to retrieve the sword, but that wild dog forced me to retreat. After that, I continued to make my way to the study. And that's when I found William Frege. He was dead on the floor and lying in a pool of blood. It's as if I were blessed by the Scaled Lord himself. I found the will that he was drafting, so I destroyed it.
Okay, but why would you be interested in destroying the will?
So the killer had no interest in fucking that will at
Yeah.
all.
Huh. Maybe it is Lucio then.
No, it probably. I mean, he said he collided with something invisible, so that might be Beatrice he ran into. Like in that, like she was dumping the sword in that side hallway.
Because again, she said, "Well, I'm not the killer." Like through the eye, and we know that the eye you can't lie to. If you're protecting yourself,
That's
you
true.
just don't see anything.
So like he would like.
It can't be Beatrice actually having committed the crime unless she was really cognizant, like having like cognitive dissonance. Like unless she has some serious cognitive dissonance, she couldn't have been the one to actually pull her hand back. So I think it has to be
at least
Lucio.
someone was in there. Someone in
Right.
there was invisible, right? At the very least.
Oops.
I'm assuming who we ran into was an invisible person, based on what we heard him say.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. It's really funny.
Who else could it be besides Lucio, though?
They really have hit that sweet spot of like characters in here where I'm like, oh shit, hold on, there's a couple that this could be. Now I don't know. Now I thought we had them.
Because we
We had
know,
Arrow.
and we know it's nobody like in this top two, right? Or in these top two rows. So it has to be one of these characters in here, and we know it's not Harold. And if
Wait, so what's
monkey's
the
telling-
autopsy again? Like, is it possible he killed himself? Like he was forced to kill himself? Like, what was the wound?
Maybe. Yeah, after his throat was slashed open, both carotid arteries were severed, meaning the death would have followed mere seconds after the wound was inflicted. The body shows several scratch marks on the face and body. Traces of illusion magic were also found on the body. We didn't bring up the fact that illusion magic was on the body. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
I'd completely forgotten about that. So he's dead.
So if I had to guess, maybe they used illusion to hide the wounds while they were transporting him. Like, it's like people saw him go into his in a harumph, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Of the people,
Leif is my only real. Not Jan. I'd be heartbroken. You figured it all out.
It could be Leif, but the only other one, if it's not Von Sanctus, it would have to be Lucio.
Yeah, but I think he's just there for foreshadowing.
Yeah, he's got to be there for next case, because like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Also, holy shit, he's 76.
He looks good.
Fucking the prosecutor is like 18.
It took a while. Dude, it's taking. I'm
Yeah.
assuming he has other kids, right?
More, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Leify's the only one that would make sense. I mean, she was really interested on like being.
Yeah.
She was very keen on getting her sister back into the inheritance as well. And
But she was already there.
she could have been. She could have been in the room, disguised. Like she said, "Oh yeah, I talked to my father about the sword."
Yeah, I
being
guess there was.
stolen."
Yeah, there was that. Like, oh no, because we like, because we know this happened like right after the sword was stolen, right? Is that the or is it before now? I forget what's our current time of death if this testimony is to be. It'd have to be before the sword was stolen, right?
He died at 3 a.m., so it's probably after the sword was stolen, but it was maybe before the lockdown happened, or just as the lockdown happened. Could have been the other option.
Let's see what we can get from this testimony. I assumed as much, but you know what they say.
So, what did the judge say? Oh, just difficult to believe.
Yeah. Truth is stranger than fiction. Is it more likely that you murdered the victim? You're clearly trying to cover up what you did by saying he was already dead. Honestly, I really don't know what to think.
Is he really telling the truth? Well, no, because we have a testimony, but why were you there in the first place?
It all began when William Frager got into an argument with Harold. That cur wanted to defund the prestigious Haroldson Hall of History. I knew a man like William probably had many secrets. So I devised a plan to break into his study and find something I could use to blackmail him. As you know, there's a small air vent in the hallway, and it's connected to William's study on the ground floor. I wasn't aware that William was planning to stay in his study all night. So I thought I could look through his documents without anyone seeing me.
I suppose that does make sense. Is he really telling the truth?
We also have to remember, wasn't there illusion in the air vents too?
Yes.
So what have I missed?
Nothing. We were just theorizing.
But
we
if
didn't
he-
get too into the test.
If he bumped into something that was invisible, he may have like
It
had
was on both
traces
sides,
on him.
though. Well, I guess he did use.
Oh,
he
that's
used
right.
to go back.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forget. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What happened when you tried to leap into the other air vent, Eugene?
I died.
AJ, I don't know if you heard this, but Eugene is saying when he was moving down to go see Freyga, he bumped into something invisible, which caused him to drop whatever he was holding.
Or just like
Sword.
fall on the ground.
Yeah.
And then when he looked down, he saw the sword was at his feet.
Yeah, that's it.
So someone invisible over there was probably dumping the sword, and this happened like very soon. Like he went into Freyga's study and saw he was already dead in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew he was dead already. I didn't know about the sword thing. What could that mean? Who would possibly be?
That's what we were
invisible?
trying to theorize. We have like actually no idea who it could be.
Because we still have to remember that Beatrice said she was an accomplice. So even if she didn't do it, she either knows or like was a part of the death of her father.
Let's see.
Because for all you people watching at home, being silent is technically being a part of an accomplice. Just so you know, for future reference. If you plan on murdering somebody, I guess.
Be loud about it.
Yeah, be loud about it. It's like, he murdered! Rat him out. You're only a rat if you're a criminal and tell. If you're a civilian, it doesn't count. Street Law by AJ. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So I guess it would be like Ruby or someone. I'd be very surprised if it's what's her name. I don't think it is. Like, the youngest child.
I don't think it's Ruby just because of the fucking her being like.
Is
like
her name
thoughts.
Ruby? I'm talking about like blonde.
Oh, no. Oh, Leaf.
Leaf. It might like
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if it's anyone, it's probably her.
yeah. Because she knows, she would know if he dies, she wouldn't have to, I guess. I mean, she's technically doesn't have to because she's an adult, but definitely her father would have some sway in getting her married off.
Sorry, there was a bug in there.
Because it's kind of like how, is it Arya? Miss Steelwind, yeah, Miss Steelwind and, you know, Big Prince over here, they got married. They didn't really have a say in it. They just had to. So if the dad was still alive, they would definitely, you know, get them together, even if it's against her own will. That's the only thing I can think of for that. But if she's by herself, then she can be like, no, I don't want to marry him. Then again, in the will, it's like only if they got married. So I don't know if she had a choice in that or not.
I mean, he may have forced her while he was alive, but once he's dead, it's not like he can do that anymore.
Yeah,
so it's just
that's
sort
what
of
I'm saying.
Predicated on the fact that they get married within 6 months of my death, then, you know, he can inherit my shit.
Yeah, I guess he was like hoping that she would, but like I said, if it was like he was forcing it, and then she just killed him, then she doesn't have to, and then she gets the money, so it benefits her a lot more.
I thought monkeys were extremely dexterous. He's just clumsy.
You suck? Is he stupid? I have impeccable dexterity.
I
Sounds
rolled
like
a
you
nat
struck
20.
a nerve there.
I must have been muddled from losing the armband's magic.
This guy.
How did you know it was the sword of spell eating?
When I held it in my hands, I felt my intelligence return. But I also heard Harold calling out to me telepathically. He was clearly growing worried, so I knew I needed to move quickly.
Did this wild dog have a white coat of fur?
Well, he did. Are you acquainted with him?
Something like that.
Well, next time you meet him, tell him I don't appreciate being called a rat.
Huh? What do you mean? What? Huh?
Can they hear it?
Well,
I'm a proud orangutan.
You gotta remember in the hallway too. There's like a thing for that. Well, I mean, I guess if he was close to the sword, would he be able to? Well, actually, would
the
he?
issue is
would
that
he
what?
still-
How would they communicate?
I think that's what they're saying right now.
Yeah.
It might just
Yeah, I
be
guess-
animals can understand each other.
That's
It's
what I
just
was about to say. Does
Animal
animal-
common.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess he's asking him that now. Yeah.
You can understand him?
I've picked up a little bit of canine language throughout my life. Also fluent in squirrel and pigeon. Also speak owl, but I admit it's barely conversational.
What a guy.
As much as you want to test the validity of those claims, are not really relevant to the case.
What happened when you entered the study?
I guess that answers the question, kind of. But
Yeah.
Goofy. It seems awfully convenient that he was murdered before you arrived. I know how it may seem, but I'm telling you the truth.
Do you have any explanation for how the assailant broke into the study without the sword?
I, unfortunately, do not. Please, it's obvious your testimony doesn't match up with the evidence. Whoever did this either entered through the vents or they used the sword to nullify the lock. And your own testimony states that the sword was abandoned in that hallway.
It doesn't match up with what you thought happened, but it doesn't really contradict the evidence you have. Anyway, what did you do when you discovered the body?
I knew it was only a matter of time before someone discovered the body, so I quickly searched the room for something I could use.
So you were the one who took the will. I've been trying to find it. What did it say?
I was pressed for time, so I didn't read the entire document. But I found an order to his executor to defund the Haraldson Hall of History. Well, since he went out of his way to specify that on the current copy, I concluded that his former will didn't have that addendum.
So you could save Harold's museum by making sure it never got submitted for probate. Anyway, do you have the will with you?
My apologies, I crumpled up the will into a ball and ate it. I then left the room before my intelligence was completely gone.
Ugh. I'm really hoping to see if William followed through on his threat to disinherit Beatrice. It's hard to believe. Oh, hey. But you didn't see any direct contradictions. Should you press him more? What if he was telling the truth? If Eugene did do this, your next course of action is clear. Although that still wouldn't explain how Beatrice fits into this. You recall something that Tracker said to you. Tracker, you said you had to smell to see where the rat was? When he dropped the stick, you were finally able to see him? Does this mean you couldn't visually see him before he fell down? This was Evan
It's AJ be tracker.
Yes? Trevor couldn't see the rat with his eyes, so Tracker used his nose to see it.
Eugene was invisible?
Yeah, that is a good point. He was invisible.
Eugene, when you were carrying out your plan, did you turn yourself invisible somehow?
No, I hardly had the means to. And even if I had somehow convinced Harold to cast a spell on me, he doesn't know how to cast invisibility. Very few mages do.
Right.
Huh.
You recall Eris saying something during the Nightgrave trials. Only a master of illusion magic could do that. That's how you first thought Beatrice was involved. But if Eugene is truly innocent, did she turn someone else invisible? If that's true, you're right back where you started again. Now, think through this. Eugene's testimony fills in a blank that's been missing.
I fell to the ground and the sword of spell eating laying next to me. Found it.
How do you know it was a sword of spell eating?
When I held it in my hands, I felt my intelligence return. But also heard Harold calling out to me telepathically. He was clearly growing worried, so I needed to move quickly. Wanted to retrieve the sword, but that wild dog forced me to retreat. After that, I continued to make my way to the study.
What happens when you cross-reference that with Tracker's testimony?
That's when Tracker smelled a rat. Tracker could smell where rat was, so Tracker barked at him. Tracker must have scared Rat, because he fell on the floor and dropped his stick. Tracker.
How did the sword of spell eating end up in that hallway? So where does that lead us? The thief
thief-
dropped the sword.
The sword in the hallway.
Okay, cool.
Oh, thank you.
The thief dropped the sword in that hallway. But how does that make sense? Did they hide the sword where, like you originally thought? No, that hallway is too close to the gallery. There were plenty of better places to hide the sword. If it weren't for Tracker taking it, it would have been found sooner. The thief must have accidentally dropped the sword there. This can only mean one thing. The thief
They must have been in the air fence, right?
was sneaking...
They couldn't have. If it's a human, they couldn't have been in the air vent.
The thief was
Because we did,
also
like I said,
sneaking through
we had the illusion magic in the air event, so
Yeah,
something else. Who the fuck?
What the hell happened in here?
that's the only reason they would be there. But that would imply the thief was as small as Eugene. Could it have been another familiar? If so, why didn't Eugene notice them? Wait.
Not sure if it was my waning intelligence or my desperation, but I collided with something I didn't see.
Do we actually get Rat?
Collided with something he didn't see. In other words, it was something that wasn't visible to him. As a master of illusion magic, Beatrice is one of the few people at the ball who could cast invisibility.
Beatrice would
Complete
never.
control over them.
Duh.
Familiar.
She has the familiar too.
Yeah. Fucking.
And it's been constantly invisible, I guess.
Yeah.
It would have to be like a bird or something.
She's just
then.
been well, it must have been visible for a bit when the anti-magic shit happened.
Yeah, but like he was in the vents.
Mm-hmm.
And then like with the sword. Let's say hypothetically, she sent the. In the scenario, she made it a familiar, got it to kill her father, gave it to the sword somehow, and then with the sword they could, cast invisibility on it. And then while going through this thing, they dropped it outside of the vent.
I don't like
Maybe.
this interpretation, though. I think I would have preferred her just being complicit in the death rather than her actually committing the murder.
I still think it
Yeah.
works good for her though. I like
No,
it.
it works.
I'm enjoying it.
Beatrice would never trust anyone enough to work together like this.
Hi, if that's okay, Babun one happy.
Hi, Cece. Also,
Hi,
what do you mean if
Cece.
that's okay?
No.
No.
Hi, if that's okay. If there were a moment about like the 2 years you've been here, where it's like, what could we possibly? Honestly, we should be thanking you for watching this.
Yeah.
you've went 2 years of cum jokes.
That's what I mean, freak you.
She's completely blind, so she wouldn't have much of a choice.
Even so, she's not the type of person to trust her accomplice to stay quiet. She'd find a way to carry out a plan herself. She'd only employ someone else's help if she had full control of them.
And then we assumed it was just blackmail.
Yeah.
Have you been approaching the situation incorrectly the entire time? Through the eye, you knew that Beatrice was involved somehow, but you assumed that she was one part of a larger plot. The breaking of the glass and the casting of invisibility. These are the elements you knew she was involved with, but they never really fit together. Not unless she was the one pulling the strings the entire time. There's only one way she could be in control the entire time, so she had to have used a familiar.
Familiar. It's the only thing that makes sense.
A couple of memories flood into your mind.
Familiar as a creature that a mage has formed a magical contract with. With that contract, our souls are bonded.
Wait, hold on. It wasn't a familiar, it was a demon.
Ooh, that's
You think
even
it's-
worse.
Do you think it's related to her clapping?
Maybe.
She clapped
She's
into the
trying to
demon's
she's
stomach?
trying to find where the familiar is. Or whatever, she's made a contract.
See if
with.
it's in the room.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'd
Because
be fucking summon a demon to fucking kill someone.
Yeah,
Because-
but
again, if you remember, Harold said like, "Oh yes, there were stories about mages making contracts with demons because blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
And if a human and a demon don't complete their contract, that's really fucking bad news for both of
yeah.
them. So that's the only thing that I can think of, because we've seen that Harold has his own intelligence. So maybe
Yeah.
she wouldn't be willing to trust an animal, but if it was a demon that she made
Something
a
that
contract
couldn't-
with,
She has. Yeah.
something
she
that has to fulfill the contract,
Oh, man.
maybe.
That'd be insane. Bring the demon to the stand. Dun, dun,
No,
dun.
I don't think we're ready.
God damn it!
Oh, damn! the devil in the other room.
Yeah, he's sitting in the crowd like, fuck, I didn't think they were gonna call me.
Oh, I fucking love. I gotta get out of here, like in an invisible spot in the gallery. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, it's fucking Grover.
Oh, that's funny. I love that clip. Someone, God damn it.
God damn it.
With that contract, our souls would combine. I could speak with him telepathically. I could even see through his eyes and cast my spells through him if I wanted to.
Really?
Wait, what happened? No, go ahead.
I was just reading.
So, hypothetically, if she's blind, would she still be able to see through another
The familiar?
person's
I would
eyes?
assume. I would
Probably.
assume, considering it's like a shared sight. Like, yeah, if you're seeing through, like, you're seeing through the creature's eyes that can see. So,
So that even makes it even better, because if she's lived there, she knows.
so she's
I
not
mean, they
even really
renovated.
blind.
Yeah, she's not even blind at that point. She claps, maybe,
She-
but
She had an alchemical incident or something. She had a magical incident while she was studying at the academy that left her blinded. And strangely, she was calm about the whole thing.
Yeah.
she's like, I'm good. I can. Still
Because she could still see, because she
Yeah.
formed a contract with a demon.
Or it just said she had a familiar.
Or had a
like,
familiar.
it might-
Yeah,
it might
she
be
already
familiar.
had a familiar or was already contracted.
I
with-
think her getting into that accident was her summoning the demon. That or
Yeah.
her pact required her to lose her sight.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I could be the eye taker.
Yeah, I take her
takes
could
your
just be
sight.
a demon.
Yeah. His daughter is. I hope.
Daughter something. Really, I never knew a spell like that existed.
It's quite rare. Very few mages take the time to learn how to cast it.
Hi, I'm Tyrion Cuthbert. I'm Mr. Mora's ward. Extend out your hand to shake hers. She's an aristocratic heir to her, so you hope you're not being too informal. Instead of taking her hand, she claps her hands together and takes a deep breath. What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
What?
It's a bit of a habit of mine.
What do you mean didn't mean to do that? Oh, she clapped our hands, is what she was doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Nevertheless, she finally shakes your hand.
I've heard much about you, Mr. Cuthbert. My name is Beatrice.
Oh, is she getting her familiar's attention? Like, look over here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's minding his
Look
own
over
business,
here.
so he goes, boom, and
Because
then
we've
he
seen familiars can just kind of fuck off and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So when she claps, hey, look over here. I can't see.
The clap is because she's the only one clapping. No one else is fucking. Imagine someone that like the whole crowd is clapping. He's like, I'm scared. What's happening?
That's a clever way to do that. If that
That's
is like
crazy.
getting
That's
their
really
attention.
good. That's really good. That's just writing that down for future.
Put it in the script.
No, I'm talking with Cece.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
it in the script. That's funny.
You didn't know she was blind back then, so you barely even noticed it. But how did she know you were holding out your hand?
Well, do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, we had figured it was echolocation.
Yeah.
Which I imagine the writers also intended that to be like interpreted, because that's like the common like trope with that, you know?
Yep. If you're wrong about this, Beatrice will surely be acquitted. After that, the Inquisition will turn their attention to Harold and Eugene. There's only one way to know for sure. Your Honor, the prosecution has no further questions for the current witness. He is dismissed.
What? I see. You have something else planned, don't you?
The demon.
Yeah, and I actually need your help.
Really?
Tell her about
Nice.
your plan.
Really? I feel like you're making some big assumptions there. Wouldn't the
What?
Inquisition check for something like that?
I know, but it's the best play we have. Do you remember what Steelwind said yesterday?
Is that how she was able to get so fucking mauled without, like,
Yeah,
any-
she probably like no one like
Arya? Like, because she got fucking destroyed. So, like, I feel like it's an invisible familiar fucking...
That is true. That is true. Because otherwise they would have been fucking arrested. There's no way she would
Yeah.
have not caught the person who did that. But the moment the guards saw the body, one of them cast Detect Magic.
Please just let it be a whole ass person. Like that. Would,
I hope it's
Yeah.
just a dude.
that would be so
Right.
fucking cool.
Yeah, but
It's
how
like,
they figured? There's
oh,
no
hey.
way to fit in the vents.
Yeah, it's no, I know. Like it could be an imp,
I guess
Yeah,
that's
like a
true,
little...
yeah. little guy.
but as opposed to like something else. But that would be cool.
If it
it's-
was a
if it's
bird,
like a
I'd
fucking
laugh.
Imp instead. Oh
Mhm.
man. Okay.
If
Anyway.
it's a fucking bird that sent Arya to the hospital
Yeah, because what else could have attacked her, right? I mean,
that
they-
badly.
To be fair, I think Eris said it was the Eye Takers, Goonies, who did it to her.
Yeah, that's fair. It could also just be, like, some random goons in
Yeah.
it. Not the...
That's true. With that spell, they would have seen any invisible people hiding in this room.
Wait, you can use Detect Magic like that?
Of course, it's standard procedure.
Oh.
Like all spells, invisibility leaves traces of magic on the person it's cast on. So mages can use Detect Magic as a way to see through invisibility.
And they set that up before. They said they gave us the fucking... Without making a big deal about it.
If everything goes the way I think it will, you'll be able to confirm its location. Once you do that, you'll need to reveal it to everyone.
All right, I'll follow your lead then.
So, Mr. Cuthbert, how do we proceed?
Whatever is like his day off.
I'm going home today.
Or he's bumming out on a couch somewhere.
He's about to be brought back.
Your
She-
previous...
She clapped when she entered the courtroom.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just joking. Just like,
Oh,
he's just
okay.
fucking at home gaming. God damn.
God damn it.
Your previous witness brought about more revelations than I could ever guessed. However, you still haven't given a substantial explanation about how the murder occurred or who actually did it.
I understand that, Your Honor, but it will make sense after I call my next witness.
Another witness.
I understand your hesitance, Your Honor, but everything that we've learned throughout this trials is finally coming together. And this final witness will tie it all together in a perfect knot. Your Honor, the prosecution calls Beatrice Frege to the stand.
Again?
Seriously, Cuthbert, you went to all that trouble just to end up calling my client to the stand.
You and your client have the right to refuse, Mr. Mora. But I wonder how that will reflect on your client's character. Doesn't really matter, she's already standing there with Mr. Mora. You can carry out your plan regardless of what she decides to do. It'll have much more impact if you can bait her into lying on the stand.
My client says she's willing to testify. However, we would like to propose a short recess.
She knows. She knows what
She's a knower. She's a knower. With these new developments, I'm sure you can understand that
Just
we have
cast
much
the
to
spell now,
discuss.
Celeste. Cast it fucking now. Cast it now. No.
I see no reason not to grant the defense's request.
Is that really okay? If we give them time to prep, they might realize what we're doing.
I know, but I don't think we have anything to worry. Wait, what? I don't think we have anything to worry about. You've been building a psychological profile of Beatrice since this case began. It's hard to read her expression and emotions, even with the Eye of Horus. She keeps herself guarded and keeps her true intentions unknown. She's powerful, more powerful than her father even cared to admit. Despite this, he tried to control her and put her inside a cage, but Beatrice Frege would never live in a cage. She wanted freedom and control and would do whatever it took to get it. You're sure the accident that blinded her didn't help things? When everything was said and done, she abandoned everything, her wealth, her status, and her family. She could have waited. She could have gritted her teeth until it was her turn to lead House Frege. If she was willing, she could even secretly have pushed her father past the gates of death herself. But she couldn't bear to live like that, even temporarily. You have no idea why this is how she chose to do that. I don't know why I couldn't read the word how. Perhaps that had something to do with her meeting. But you do know one thing. Beatrice Frege never put herself in a position of vulnerability. If you endanger her freedom, she'll make sure that she can see who she's up against. Huh.
In the interest of giving the defense time to deliberate, we will be taking an extended recess. Court is adjourned.
So he's betting on her, like, I need to see what he's doing. I want my eyes on this man. And that's gonna fuck her.
Yeah, it's like, there's no way she, like, all jokes aside, there was no way she would, like, get rid of her imp at that point, because she still could, like, once she gets rid of the imp, she can't see.
Yeah.
Like, dead set. Then, so it's...
As you're exiting the courtroom, you send Celeste to do some reconnaissance. It should be similar to when she scanned Valentina during the Nightgrave trial.
You're in?
Celeste, were you able to see it?
Yeah, it's definitely there. And it sits on her shoulder most of the time.
So she keeps it close to her. It's good to know.
It looks kind of weird, though. I've never used detect magic like this before.
Well, you doubt that someone like her would choose a conventional animal, especially for something like this.
I might be an imp.
Cuthbert.
Oh.
Miss Tamora?
There's something I need to show you. Preferably alone. No, we're gonna get fucking whacked.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Celeste gives you a concerned look, but you nod to show her it's okay. She moves to sit on the bench where she can keep an eye on Beatrice. Alright, lead the way.
We're dead.
Alley.
We're dead.
The dark alley, we had to
Holy
save.
shit!
The den? What's the den?
The den?
What a
Severed
good
Ties
so
den?
fucking long. Mr. Moore leads you out of the courthouse and into the city. Every time you ask her where she's taking you, she avoids answering your question.
Alright, we're here.
What was the thing we used to... Oh, this is fucking a back alley.
You
We're
arrive
late
in
and
an
lost his wife.
empty alley, frankly seedier part of the city. As Miss Tamora approaches the derelict building, she's met with a large burly man who's guarding the back door. Oh, we're gonna meet with the Eye Taker. He's gonna say, you gotta stop this or else I'm killing her.
Yeah.
Man silently acknowledges her and steps aside to let her in. Miss Tamora, where are we going?
I'm sorry about this. I'm sure you're confused. But please trust me, I'll explain everything.
Dude, this is bad.
Before you have a chance to ask for more information, she moves into the building. The man guarding the door looks at you expectantly. The entire situation doesn't sit right with you, but you still continue to follow her. Despite your recent disagreements, you know you can trust her. That or like, hey, I'm the Eye Taker. This is the Eye Taker's theme too. So like,
Yeah.
I'm the Eye Taker. Stay here. You're not allowed to prosecute anymore.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, oh, the prosecution didn't come, so I guess they quit. Like that kind of thing.
Out the window he goes. You think he's not jumping out that window?
As you head further into the building, you find yourself in a surprisingly well-furnished room. From how it looked on the outside, you would have never guessed it would look like this. Almost like a room that you would encounter in Frege Manor. As you enter the room, you spot several mercenaries standing at various points in the room. And most surprisingly, you see Eris standing at the end of the room. You give her a confused look, and she simply smiles and waves at you. Sitting at a desk next to her, you see a man with an eye patch. Looks like he's been expecting you. Who did this? Was that me?
Yeah, it was you. I'd say it was you.
Yeah.
Ah, Tamora. Upon seeing you two, he cordially welcomes Miss Tamora before turning his attention to you.
God, his theme fucks.
It does. And you must be Tyrion. Tamora's told me a lot about you. I see, but who are you? I've been called many names over the years, but my favorite has always been the Eye Taker. Occupation boss. That's funny.
I mean, he is the boss. I need a suit like that.
A good suit.
The Eye Taker. Well, from the sounds of it, you've already heard of me. Miss Timora, what is this? My daughter Eris has told me about your work prosecuting this case. She's his daughter? That's funny. Oh! But I have to say, I'm quite impressed. Getting a monkey to testify. I don't even think I could pull off a grift like that. You've pretty much blown past my expectations. Why, I... Get to the point. As soon as you interrupt him, you feel every person in the room tense up. You don't even need the eye to know your interruption put them on edge. Relax, everyone. Kids will be kids. I'm a father myself, you know. Anyway, I'll get straight to the point. I have a certain interest in the outcome of this trial. What are you talking about? Little Lady Freyga has been a client of ours for a long time. We've done quite a few favors for her, and the time has finally come for me to collect. Those debts the Steel One mentioned. They all belong to me. Oh, but there's no need to worry, I know she's good for it. That is, if she can inherit House Freyga. What? Tamora's a good attorney, even without my help. If she's convicted, we could easily reduce her sentence by rubbing the right hands. But you see, there's that pesky Slayer rule. Thing is, Cuthbert, I need Beatrice Freyga to be acquitted in this current trial. So that's what this is about? House Freyga's gold? That's why you helped her murder William Freyga? Oh, please. My goals aren't nearly so short-sighted. I have big plans, not just for Beatrice, but for this entire kingdom. I need House Freyga for that. Just like you needed Justin Way?
Tyrion!
Just one.
Justin. It's a real shame what happened to him. But don't act so innocent. He never would have tried to rob Drakeagen if you didn't threaten him. Is that so? You think I just randomly showed up on his doorstep one day demanding gold? He was the one who came to me for help. I just told him to pay back what he owed. If he didn't come back to me, it would have been some other criminal. But that's besides the point. Enough about what I wanted from Justin. Let's talk about what I want from you. You want me to throw the case? I love this kid. I don't have to beat around the bush with this one.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
No one will doubt you, especially considering the amount of work you put into this already. You don't need to do anything. Just take a dive. Let someone else take the fall. No matter what happens, this court will blame someone for this. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can assign Miss Timora to defend the old man and his monkey. That way everyone can come out of this unharmed. Everyone wins. Except for the fact the murderer will be put in charge of House Freyga. Please. As if that's any worse than the people in charge of the other noble houses. If you recall, there's already a murderer in charge of House Von Sanctus. They're all dirty. You've seen it, haven't you? They rig the system, they pay, threaten, or even kill the people who get in their way. All we're doing is leveling the playing field.
Tyrion, please. Just listen to him.
How can you just go along with this?
I told you a long time ago there are certain parts of my job I couldn't tell you about. Well, this is it. This is what we need to do to beat them.
Those rumors about you. They're all true, aren't they?
Oh.
Forgery, bribery, blackmail. You're guilty of each and every one of them. And you used him to do it! Also that you could keep winning? You blackmailed Miriam, Miss Timora!
Well, as if we should show any pity for that spoiled princess.
Dreadful thought just entered your mind. Steelwind. She was attacked the other day after Beatrice was arrested. Was that...
I didn't know that's what they were planning.
Despite my confidence in Miss Timora's skills, I'm afraid there's just too much riding on this to leave it to chance. You gotta make your own luck if you want to beat the system. How could you? She almost died! I never would have expected her to strain her injuries like that. And we definitely didn't expect you to take her place. So believe me when I say I'm being uncharacteristically reasonable right now. How could you even consider working with someone like him? Don't you think it's a little arrogant to judge her, Cuthbert?
What?
You talk about defending people as if you two are even close to being equals. But she doesn't have the luxury of looking into people's minds, now does she? You told him about the Eye of Horus? Future magic's changing, kid. Like I said before, I have big plans for this kingdom. And I also have big plans for you. Do you think I would ever...
Tyrion, stop. To be honest, I hate it as much as you do. But whether you like it or not, we need their help.
But this is...
Think about every client you've defended. Think of Celeste. If you didn't have the Eye of Horus, what would have happened to her? If even one thing went differently, Pierce would have gotten away and Celeste would have been executed. You've taken chances and followed your instincts, and that's worked for you so far. But what if it's not enough? What if the system is too corrupt for you to fight against next time? With the Eye Taker's help, you'll never have to worry about that again. If I had accepted his help sooner, I could have saved your mother.
So what's it gonna be, kid? You already know what happened to Steel One Brat. I don't need to tell you what'll happen if you don't play ball.
Wait!
No. What? Maybe you're right. Maybe I can't always win against the nobility unless I play dirty like they do. But this? This is wrong.
Tyrion!
I'm not going to compromise my principles. Not even for you, Mr. Mora. I'm sorry to hear that, kid. I really am. With one motion of his hand, every mercenary in the room draws their weapons.
Please, you don't have to do this.
Whatever conviction you had before is slowly fading.
You know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
You made some good points, I Taker.
You should. I can change my mind.
You should have never entered this place. You knew something was wrong. There are about a dozen mercenaries in here, and each one is more. Wait, there's even more guarding the way out. That's what it's saying. You're nowhere near as physically strong as Celeste, but maybe you can make a break for it if you get lucky.
No.
No need.
Celeste!
Yeah.
What the? How did you get in here?
My whole job is keeping this guy safe.
Yeah.
You honestly think I just let you take him to an undisclosed location?
Oh hell yeah.
It doesn't matter. As if one girl will make a difference.
Oh.
Well, what are you all waiting for? Is that really her?
Is that really her?
Upon seeing Celeste, the mercenaries cautiously step back. No one wants to make the first move.
This monstrous whore. It has to be her.
The hell are you all doing? You have her surrounded. Despite his command, no one takes a step forward.
Not even for you, boss. Not even for you.
Boss, I love you, but
Not enough. Not enough.
Look, let's all just sit down and talk about this rationally.
Oh.
No, run, Celeste, run!
Perhaps a different approach is warranted here, Father.
What?
Could I have the opportunity
Oh.
to speak with Mr.
Damn
Cuthbert?
it.
No?
I believe I can make him see things our way.
I'm sorry, sweetie, but... Well, you've never been wrong before. I'll leave him to you, love.
Shall we go, you two?
Celeste silently watches Eris with her sword drawn, but unlike the mercenaries, Eris seems unmoved. She merely walks past her and out the exit. Even Celeste exchange glances and follow after her.
Yeah, that relationship is strained as fuck.
That was close. I don't think I could have fought that whole room while protecting you.
Does this mean she could have fought them if you were alone?
You two are really courageous to a fault, aren't you?
Eris, I appreciate you vouching first, but I'm not changing my mind about all this.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. Why do you think I intervened?
Oh. Well, thank you.
Is this really okay? Won't your dad be mad?
Oh, he can't do anything. I should be asking Tyrion that same question. You've seen your adoptive mother's true colors and rejected them. How are the two of you going to move forward? Yeah, she's just actually me.
She's not my...
Isn't she, though? She lost any right to deny it the moment she took it upon herself to raise you.
She only did that because I asked her to. It wasn't her choice.
Oh, but it was. How old were you when your real mother was executed? 10 years old?
Eris!
Back then you barely knew Tamora. It would be a stretch to even call her a family friend. She was the adult in that situation, and what did she do? She fed your anger and hatred for the nobility, instead of allowing you to process your grief healthily. Tamora took you away from your only friends and isolated you from a society. She even homeschooled you, didn't she?
That's...
As a result, you never formed any other friendships. You made your first close friend at the age of 20, and she was your client.
Damn! Damn!
Oh,
Damn, man!
she was making a domestic terrorist.
Fucking...
That's fucked though. I never really thought about
That
it.
actually
Yeah.
is
I was too
crazy.
distracted by, oh, that was really nice of her to take you in.
Yeah, oh, man.
That is fucked. Yeah.
That is like, I didn't realize it was that. I thought she was like, oh, she taught him and stuff. But yeah. No, it makes sense now why fucking what's her name was just like, where have you been all this
Yeah.
time? And he's just been like,
I ran.
But you,
But nope.
fuck, man.
And a
Yeah.
kingdom.
Yeah. Don't you think that's a bit sad? She isolated you because she wanted to use you.
That's not true. That's not why she...
From what I've seen today, you clearly have no idea who Tamora is. Even with the Eye of Horus, you're clearly a terrible judge of character.
Eris, you're going way too far.
To save you from more headache, let me give you one last piece of advice.
Eris leans in close and begins to whisper in your ear.
Do you honestly think Celeste will ever love you?
What?
I'm sure you understand now. Tamora can only afford to pay her exorbitant salary because of my father. You've already burned that bridge. Where do you think the Crimson Demon will go when you can't afford her services anymore?
No, she's not.
With Flintheart dead, she has to worry about her mother. Do you think she has the luxury of playing around with you for free? Or do you actually think that she enjoys spending time with you? Tyrion, you have to look at this rationally.
That's dirty.
Any support or affection that she's given you has only been to keep you as an employer.
Not after the fucking... No, don't show that!
You seem to know a lot about these things.
I had to do a lot of networking when I was a mercenary. Do you know how many times I had to charm a merchant into hiring me?
No.
Why
That's not what you meant.
are you doing this?
Oh, I didn't even get to read
I want
it.
to break you, is what it said.
Because I'm trying to keep you from getting hurt. It may seem cruel, but you have to be realistic about these things. You trusted Timora, and she betrayed you. Try not to make the same mistake twice.
Celeste didn't hear anything she said, but seems to notice how it's affecting you.
Eris, that's enough.
My apologies. I've been told that I've been too blunt sometimes. But I do hope you'll think about what I said. Anyways, the trial should be starting soon. We should make our way back to the courthouse. I'm genuinely curious to see how this trial ends.
Hey, Tyrion? You okay? What did she say to you?
She reaches for your hand, but you instinctively yank it away from hers.
Tyrion?
Sorry, I didn't mean to... I'm okay, really.
Okay. Is he mad at me?
You can think about everything else later, but for now you know what you need to do. You need to convict Beatrice Frege.
That was a good ass scene. That
Oh
was a
man,
good ass
I
scene.
was hoping they didn't bring up. I remember the scene, but then they brought it up again. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
no.
that's good.
Oh, that was powerful.
That was very well done.
Ties have been cut, dude.
Court is now resumed for the trial of Beatrice Frege.
That's usually my mindset of how a chapter 4, like case 4, like they did with the greatest attorney, with like in the second one specifically, where it's more like the prelude to like everything crashing
Everything,
down.
yeah, like this is the mini explosion before the biggest explosion at the end.
Is the defendant prepared to take the stand?
Like mad already.
Tamora, I asked you a question. Is the defendant prepped or not?
Damn.
She is. If the prosecution still wants to move forward with
The prosecution will be moving forward with this. Please bring in the witness.
Yeah, he's not playing with her anymore.
Do you still see it, Celeste?
Yeah, it's still there. Should I reveal it now?
No, let's really make a point of it. Wait for my signal. Thank you for agreeing to take the stand, Miss Frege. Oh, shit, I forgot
Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
Mr. Cuthbert?
It's my understanding that you were with the two princes for most of the night.
Yes, I was. Which is why I'm still quite confused as to why I'm being charged for this crime. Out of everyone there that night, I thought my alibi was the most solid.
That remains to be seen.
Clearly.
Anyway, since you still maintain your innocence, you have no problem going into detail about your supposed alibi.
Bro, this is fucking heartbreaking.
As you know, I was with Crown Prince Aster and Prince Alaric for most of the ball. I went there after my meeting with my father, and I remained there until remained with them until I was arrested for his murder. Lord Steelwind and the King's Guard kept watch over me for the entire night as well. I neither had the means nor the opportunity to steal the sword of spell eating and break into my father's study to murder him. Damn!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh,
And that, Miss Frege, is where you're mistaken.
he didn't even.
You clearly had the means to commit both crimes while under the eye of everyone there that night.
Didn't even let her finish.
Most effective tool of an attorney is revealing a contradiction in a witness's testimony. Not only does it completely shatters your opponent's argument, it makes the court doubt whether they're acting in good faith. Usually you've used evidence to reveal contradictions like this. Now, Celeste!
Bro.
Wait, what are you doing?
Aha!
Even the bro.
Your Honor, the witness's testimony is clearly...
Oh my God, what the hell is that thing? Tyrion, get behind me.
A monster! It's a monster!
Someone, you know, fuck you. I'm doing it. I'm a monster. Someone call the Inquisition. Can't guard anyone.
Your Honor, can you please restore order?
Who's gonna be him?
Yeah, did you want to be Marinath?
More enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he fled out the back door the moment he saw me.
Demonic familiar.
It can talk.
It's a demon! It must be!
It's just like the legends say! Can we all just calm down?
Damn Tyrion.
Takes a while before you can get everyone in the room to settle down. Eventually, it was clear that the demon wasn't intent on harming anyone. At least, not yet.
I'm
Court
just
ordered
yelling.
extra guards just in case, and you're eventually able to bring everyone back to the courtroom.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not even gonna help.
Mr. Cuthbert, what's the meaning of this?
Sorry, I didn't know it was a... Actually, what are you?
Are you a demon?
Why, yes. I am a demon.
Demons actually exist.
I thought they were only a legend.
Your Honor, not only do demons exist, the defendant has made one into her familiar. She's only blind in the literal sense. She's constantly looking through the eyes of her familiar to see.
And
What the fuck you mean, Am?
What do you mean, and? The fuck you mean, nuh-uh? It's pretty obvious that that making a pact with a demon is incriminating by itself.
Tell me, Your Honor, do the laws of Wyvengard prohibit entering an accord with a demon?
Questions and questions. The law doesn't exist. I guess not. So yeah.
They don't, but
Then my client has committed no crime.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Even so, I would have really preferred not revealing Maranath like that.
Maranath. Is that your name?
It is what people call me.
He gets his own bear. He gets his own.
I suppose you have a point, Timora. Having a demon as your familiar isn't technically illegal.
Oh, they're making laws after this.
However, this does prove the defendant had a way to commit the murder, all while under the eye of everyone in the ballroom. She could have sent Maranath upstairs to the gallery and had him steal the Sword of Spell Eating. After that, she would just need to traverse. They would just need to traverse into the vents into William's study, just like Eugene did that night.
The fact that her familiar is a demon proves that she couldn't have done it.
What do you mean?
Well, you saw how everyone reacted when they saw Maranath's form. A monkey may have raised some eyebrows, but someone surely would have reported Maranath if they saw him.
Timora, your client is a master of illusion magic. Can I assume that we'll find invisibility in her spell compendium?
You might.
And with the connection granted by the familial bond, she could have cast the spell on him regardless of where each of them was.
I'll admit that my client does know how to cast invisibility. But your theory raises another question. Could my client continue casting it unnoticed?
Continue casting it?
Well, you understand once I go over the events of that night.
Okay.
At an unknown time, someone stole the Sword of Spell Eating from the Heraldson Gallery. Due to the timing of this, I'll admit that it would be logically consistent if my client was the thief. However, sometime later, my client met with the Crown Prince and was watched closely by the King's Guard. From witness accounts, including yours, we know that this happened at 12:45 a.m. And since this time, my client didn't leave the King's Guard sight. It was around this time that William Frager retreated into his study and locked the door. He made a point of telling everyone that he didn't want to be disturbed. Then at 1:30 a.m., Lord Heraldson finally discovered that the sword was stolen. He reported the theft to the King's Guard and they activated the lockdown system. Shortly after the report, Leif Frege tried to speak with her father about the theft. William Frege reiterated that he did not want to be disturbed. Leif saw his face and there weren't any traces of illusion directly on his body. This means that William Frege was still alive at the time. Unbeknownst to everyone at the time, William Frege was attacked by the murderer at 3:12 a.m. This is confirmed not only by Jan Hughes' testimony, but also by the autopsy report. Then at 3:26, the King's Guard found the Sword of Spell Eating in my client's old room. The King's Guard tried to arrest my client for this, but the Crown Prince told them to stand down. Finally, at 3:36, the lockdown was lifted. Jan Hughes reported what he had heard, and when the Inquisition and the King's Guard discovered the body, the theft must have happened before 1:23 a.m. and when it was actually reported. In order to keep Maranath concealed at every step, my client would have needed to keep him invisible from 1:30 a.m. to 3:12 a.m. Not only that, she needed Maranath to wield the Sword of Spell Eating to ignore the effects of the anti-magic fields. That means he would need to be invisible for more than an hour.
What's your point?
Well, my point is that invisibility has a duration of 1 hour. I'll admit that my client could have cast invisibility before she met with the Crown Prince. But if she wanted to keep Maranath invisible, she would have needed to recast the spell at some point that night. And as you know, my client could have done so that night without the King's Guard noticing it.
Alright, motherfucker.
Then tell me what the incantation is.
I think we have it. Do we have invisibility?
No, we don't.
Oh, yeah, we do. It's right here.
Okay.
Occultare.
Clap both hands together?
Is that what it said?
It said clap both hands together!
Gesture, clap both hands together.
Fucker.
And we know that, and we know you can mutter it. I don't know. That's on us.
We fucking totally forgot about that.
I think mostly because we look at like incantation and we keep moving because like everything else has been none, so there's just been like okay, whatever.
Bro,
but yeah, I guess we are just fucking blind. Holy shit.
Fucking you turned it away. I saw a clap, but I was like, yo, wait a second.
How the fuck did we let that happen?
How do we overlook that? That's
I
on
can't
us.
believe we
Holy
let that
shit.
slip. That's insane.
Also,
this
the
entire time.
fact that that is there and that is the gesture for it, I would say, like, we may not have noticed it, but I feel like if I was playing alone, I would have noticed it, and I feel like that's to have that out in the open like that is not the best for this case.
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean,
Definitely.
at that point, you just kind of know, like, okay, yeah, she has something
He's
invisible.
doing something.
I
But,
guess, yeah, like, I think the point
Like, I
is
guess
that
it still works because you think she personally did it, so like that. There's still like a bit of, and they're still
Yeah,
even
there-
doing stuff with it.
and there's also the thing that, like, we thought earlier that she was doing echolocation. But we also knew that it was kind of weird that she was doing it. So even without this, I think it would be suspicious enough. But yeah, no, it's crazy that we just missed that claps both hands
Yeah.
together. How did we? We're fucking idiots.
Damn, that's a shame. I don't know if we'd be singing the praises of this case so much if we knew
I think we
that
still
was...
would because we still got
Yeah,
bait and
there's-
switch.
No,
There's
yeah.
still quite a bit, yeah.
Harold Harrison was a wild.
Because then
bait and
what
switch.
that would do, we would be under the wrong assumption that she made herself or someone invisible, which it did, but like nothing regarding a familiar or anything.
Yeah.
You know?
A
Like,
demon familiar at that.
so.
Yeah.
I'd still say it's good. Just I would rather it
Not have been shown. I think
Yeah.
that would have been the best. Yeah.
Yeah, until now, and then it, like, pops up, okay, here's the spell, and then it's like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, well, here's the like, Tyrion can be like, well, okay, well, the gestures clap both hands together. She's been doing that for, you know,
Yeah.
on and on and on and on.
Especially since it's had no significance up until now. I would have
Yeah,
rather
we've
we
had
get
it for the
invisibility
long-
during
yeah.
the upcoming testimony. For this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree with. No, go ahead.
And then I'll also, like, have Timora then go, okay, but what about the incantation? And because we know that Celeste is able to, like, mutter it under her breath, we know that that's not relevant either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's massive, having gesture. If it came up now, I would have been like, oh, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think with the way
We've had
that
it.
this person, like, runs their game, they don't really give testimony or give information during testimonies or during trial. But I think that's an approach they might want to look into Greatest
In the
Attorney
future.
style, because Greatest Attorney does it masterfully.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like you're cheated out of that information because you get it just now in the middle of trial. It feels like we've earned
Information.
that information.
Yeah. It's information even the police didn't have.
Exactly.
Like I kind of agree with you now that you're talking about, because at any point if we decided to look, because we didn't look at it because we already knew like the anti-magic field and the familiar, but if we decided to look over it again for some reason and saw magic and then saw clap both hands, we're like, oh, she must have.
And if AJ didn't see it, we would have still missed it.
Yeah, we just still missed it. And it was that split second. I was like, why is that longer than it should be? But no,
That's
yeah,
funny. That's
if
funny,
we paid more attention to the spells, I feel like it would have definitely hindered it. But I think the state case is still at least good
I
from
think it's very good.
other
stuff.
aspects. Yeah. Just that, maybe fix that in another. If you look at his profile, dude.
Especially because it serves no purpose. Up
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah, we didn't even need it honestly
Probably
until
will.
now. Well, we're gonna need it now in this case, but I'm saying like from before we didn't even talk about invisibility until like maybe the dog. But you know, still a good case.
And as you know, my client couldn't have done so during the night without the King's Guard noticing it.
Your logic makes sense, but that can only mean the defendant refreshed the invisibility right in front of everyone watching.
In front of the King's Guard, the two princes and Lucio Steelwind.
As unlikely as it is, it's the only conclusion I can come to.
Well, I had a feeling you'd say that, which is why we have a witness who can confirm that Beatrice didn't perform any magic that night.
A witness?
How is it?
Your Honor, the defense would like to call Prince Ulrich to the
Not
stand.
the fucking
child.
The child, not the fucking actual prince.
I'm surprised you're able to fucking swing that.
I mean,
see.
To be fair, we just swing the monkey on stand.
But this is the crown, this is a prince. Like,
But you also have to remember they also assumed Beatrice was innocent, so I'm sure they would have been willing.
He would have certainly been close enough to notice the defendant casting magic. But wouldn't the Crown Prince's testimony be more suitable?
That's what I was. So
Are you trying to say Prince Ulrich is unqualified to give proper testimony, Your Honor?
Of course he's saying that. The kid's 7.
No, of course not. I see.
Yeah.
Is the prince ready to testify?
Grow a spine, for Lord's sake.
Hey, that spine got you the monkey.
yeah.
Thank you for coming in, Prince Alaric. Could you please...
Hold your tongue, knave.
Not they.
You will speak to me when you're spoken to.
Oh god, he sounds exactly like Miriam when we first met her.
Oh, so he behaves exactly how you would expect a prince of this rotten kingdom to act.
Yeah.
Aster's the odd one out in this situation. Makes you wonder what made him so down to earth.
Your Highness.
Alright.
So also, I would say the best reason would be that I'm pretty sure Aster would know about the clap. Like if he starts to think about it, he'd be like, "Oh yeah," but
Oh,
this kid
fuck.
wouldn't. Yeah, the kid wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'm sure Tamora's banking on that too. He knows.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking on. Yeah.
Miss Cuthbert believes that the defendant used her magic while she was with you and the Crown Prince.
I already gave my statement to the instigators. This man dares to question my testimony?
Young Mike Tyson.
I see. Yeah, he said it, not me.
Oh, Josh doesn't even think twice about throwing you under.
But very well, if my testimony is required to strike down these redundant accusations, I will bestow it upon you.
Redundant? You mean ridiculous?
Mr. Cuthbert, do not dare suppose what His Highness really means. Please.
These boots must be shining from all that licking you're doing.
Damn!
What was that?
You heard me.
Oh, nothing.
No, I'd be like, you fucking heard me. Fuck you. You ass licker.
You think Lady Freyga cast magic in front of me? Don't be a serf. She was under the careful watch of the King's Guard, my brother, and Lord Steelwind. We conversed the whole night and I didn't see her cast any magic. She's been through so much over the last few years. All because of her horrid father. She'd never do something like this. You and Lady Steelwind are just jealous.
Jealous? Of what?
Jealous?
He seems really convinced he didn't see anything, and you doubt he's intentionally lying. Celeste, usually when you cast Detect Magic, I can see magical energies overlaying your eyes.
Well, yeah, that's there's always a visible magical effect on the target when I cast a spell.
But Marneth was probably in another room. Kingsguard wouldn't see the initial magical effect of invisibility.
Well, even if there wasn't a visible effect in that room, she would have still needed to say the incantation and perform the gesture with her hands.
Right, like how you shout Repair Your Arcanum every time you scan a crime scene.
I don't shout it.
Anyway, she must have done the incantation and gesture at some point during the night. Did she ever get an opportunity to conceal herself to do so? No, she didn't need to. Kuth. What?
I forgot. What?
Celeste, what do you need to do to cast a spell?
Well, a lot of factors involved, honestly. Stamina and focus are a big part of it.
Assuming that she's in perfect condition, what's the bare minimum she would need to do?
Well, she'd have to focus her magic, say the incantation, and perform the gesture with her hands, all at the same time.
Does sound pretty conspicuous, but she must have hidden it somehow. He probably meant, don't be absurd, but there's not much to gain from correcting him. You may think the idea is absurd, Your Highness, but the defendant was clearly good at keeping her secrets. She could have easily concealed her actions at some point during the night. A brief moment to say the incantation and perform the gesture would be all that she needed.
But I wasn't the only one watching her.
But would they have really noticed her casting one spell?
The King's Guard are the most vigilant knights in the kingdom.
Are they?
They are trained to watch and counter a mage spell.
Are they?
But the defendant needs... Are they? Really ask yourself that question. If I were to say, you know...
Fucking traumatize a
You in a
kid.
meat grinder.
If I put...
If I put you in a meat grinder, would you notice me?
You're probably dead. If I were to say, raise my hand in a thumbs up position, push down so that it looks like I'm clicking a button, and were to say the words Kirakui!
Kirakui!
Blighto.
Blighto!
Blighto!
But I want that to come back. I need to see Blighto back again.
You know what? I'm gonna try to make a shirt that just says Blighto on it.
Blighto!
Yeah, Blighto. What would be the background of it? Would it just be us just being like Blighto?
It's us pointing like at different distances away from the camera.
No, it'd be towards the fucking person. that
Yeah, like
you know, POV. It's just us pointing at them. Blighto.
point of view, you die.
All right,
POV,
all right. Give me
pissed off the
You gotta give me
necromancers.
PNGs of y'all pointing towards something.
I'll hire SNES.
I have the
Yeah.
one picture of JT.
What?
The one shot of you like pointing from behind yourself towards like the camera.
The fuck?
I
What are
don't
you
want to
doing
see
that
it
one?
even if
That one JoJo pose.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
Gross. Don't ever post pictures of me without my permission.
I don't have
Same
it.
here.
Good.
It's out
No,
there
I fucking-
somewhere.
I
Though.
fucking hate how I look. I don't want to see that shit.
I hate me. Do you think I like how I look?
But the defendant needed to target someone who was in another area. There'd be no visual indication that she was using magic.
But she would have still need to perform the incantation and complete the gestures with her hands.
He's pretty knowledgeable about the arcane arts, but as a Prince of Wyverngard, you suppose that's to be expected.
Fucking imagine. Just imagine if she had to say it out loud. She's like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Cuthbert." Clap. Hamburger, cheeseburger, hamburger, whopper.
Wait, what was that about?
Oh, sorry. It's just a habit.
I got a weird habit. If I recall correctly, you and your brother were with her until she was arrested for the murder. What did you speak about?
Well, she told us stories about what she did while she was away.
Like summoning a
She's
demon?
researching
Yeah, there it is.
something. I forgot what she said. Something about the old cult.
You mean the occult?
Yeah, that's it.
The old cult.
She was researching ghosts and demons.
Considering you were familiar as, her research must have bore fruit. Anyway, Your Highness, could you please add this to your testimony?
If I must.
There we go. We got her.
You got him.
There it is. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that for now. You're clearly sympathetic to her situation, but she must have been only a toddler when she left 5 years ago.
That is
My-
true.
Brother spoke of her a lot. He told me all about her.
No.
I could tell from his face he was really sad that she ran away.
Even if it's not romantic, Aster clearly cares a lot about her. The prosecutor must have had complicated feelings about that. Well, I can't speak for Miss Steelwind, but I'm trying to get to the truth.
Liar! You just hate her because she's a noble, don't you? Lord Von Sanctus told me all about you. You just want to lock nobles up because you're jealous of how much gold we have.
You trust Von Sanctus?
So he speaks with Von Sanctus frequently. That actually does explain a lot about his personality.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
I guess it was a glitch.
maybe.
Made that play. Anyway, die.
Bye-bye.
Kill.
The occult are a fascinating phenomenon. Well, so's my fist.
I would beat up a child. I don't
Wait,
care.
actually, hold on. How do we prove that?
Well, that's the spell's incantation. It's occulta or whatever.
Oh, you're right. Hold on. Yeah, occultare.
Yeah, occult. Yeah.
Yeah, the occult
Yeah,
are.
Even the little words. You have to pay attention to
They're
the words.
fascinating phenomena. I didn't see her cast any magic. Well, you stupid fucking child.
You're a
Kill
child.
yourself.
Kill this child!
You should kill yourself
Finally.
now. To cast a spell, a mage needs to speak an incantation. There's nothing. You can't alter it. Your Highness, according to your testimony, the defendant told you the occult are a fascinating phenomena. Is that exactly what she said, word for word?
Yeah, the stories she told us were quite interesting. They really stuck a court with me.
I see. Even if they were interesting, your testimony proves that she did cast the invisibility spell that night.
Are you deaf? I already told you. No one heard her say any incantations, nor did she see her perform any gestures.
Unfortunately, your testimony proves the contrary.
The fucking judge, Mr. Cuthbert.
Beatrice Fragus said an incantation and performed a gesture right in front of you, all without anyone ever knowing it.
What?
Your Highness, there are two components to cast invisibility. First, the caster must speak the incantation Occultare and clap both of their hands together. As I'm sure you've noticed, the defendant has a habit of clapping both of her hands to calm herself, but now that I think about it, that habit must have come from constantly casting the spell. The defendant requires Maraneth to see, so she must constantly cast invisibility to keep him invisible.
I feel like I'm going insane every time. I don't know if it's me blinking, but it's like the light is flickering, but I don't know if that's just me blinking.
I think it's schizo.
I might be.
Unless the
Drinking
bulb
doesn't
in your
help.
room is going out.
I mean, it's fine. It seems. If it does, then that'll explain it. But I think it's
Cuthbert, you may have an explanation for how she hit the gesture.
But she would have still needed to speak the incantation.
She did speak the incantation, and the witness's testimony proves it.
What are you talking about? I never said that she spoke any incantation.
Your Highness, the incantation for invisibility is occultare. Now recall what the prince said in his testimony. She said, the occult are a fascinating phenomena. Pronunciation of that phrase is identical to the incantation.
I see. So she hid the incantation in her dialogue.
And because her target was a creature that was outside the ballroom, no one saw the magical effects. This means that Marnath This means that Marnath had the means to murder William Frege, just as Eugene did.
The means is completely different from actually having done it, Cuthbert.
Very few people had the ability to shatter the display case to steal a sword of spell eating. Even fewer had a familiar small enough to traverse the vents.
Which also makes Haraldson's familiar an equally likely suspect. And unlike my client's familiar, he admitted to breaking into William's study that night.
If your client's familiar is truly innocent, why not have him testify before the court?
Yeah, bring the demon out. Bring the demon. We are bringing the demon to the fucking stand.
God damn it!
I see. Well, it's not as if he's the first unprecedented witness we've had today. Is Marnath willing to testify, Miss Tamara?
You see Tamora deliberating with Beatrice and Marnath. You can't hear what they're saying, but they're clearly in disagreement with each other. Marnath in particular seems the most vocal about his displeasure.
Your Honor, unfortunately, Marnath is unwilling to testify.
Change your heart.
My client's familiar may be a demon, but he's afforded the same rights as any other person. He's not obligated to testify.
Look at Marnath, and he's grinding his very sharp teeth together. For some reason, he appears to be looking at you with intense hatred. Everything's so secretive all of a sudden, anyway. A witness can refuse to testify to avoid incriminating themselves, but a refusal to testify is suspicion in and of itself. Tamora had no issues with Beatrice taking the stand earlier, so why should she change the tune when it comes to Marnath? Despite what she said, Marnath seems to disagree with her decision the most. Is it possible that he's the weakest link of the three of them? If so, he might be the key to implicating them. Oh, maybe he, like, can't lie.
Yeah, he can't.
Oh, there you go.
And according to the legends, demons take great pride in their ability to deceive and corrupt people. So if he can't lie...
You wonder. I see. Marnath is well within his rights to refuse, if that's what he truly wants.
It is.
Well, I suppose it's for the best. Doubt he'd be able to corroborate your story at all.
Oh.
Marnath grinds his teeth together. Sounds like metal's grinding on metal. Considering his diminutive figure, I don't blame him for being a coward.
Mr. Cuthbert, could you please refrain from provoking the literal demon?
only Cuthbert. This fucking demon's a coward. Please.
Oh, it's fine, Your Honor. He can't do anything without his master's word. And between him and the defendant, it's clear that Beatrice is the brains of the operation.
You shut your filthy celestial mouth!
Oh? He's on the stand.
Marnath, what are you doing?
I told you he wanted to be on the fucking stand.
I will not stand here and be insulted by the bloody heavensborn.
Heavensborn?
Heavensborn?
I am still within my contract. I will not flee from the likes of him. If you want my testimony, I'll give you my goddamn testimony.
Oh, pierce through the divine as I once did, or something like that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
fucked
pierce
an
through
angel, huh?
Interesting. Yeah. Your Honor, my client does not consent to having her familiar testify.
Timora, didn't you say earlier that Marnath is afforded the same rights as any other person? He has the right to refuse to testify, but only he can decide if he wants to exercise it. And he's clearly intent on giving it.
Me.
Okay.
So, Marnath, why don't you testify about what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Gladly.
Fucking tongue out. He looks like the fucking guy from,
Oh, hold on. It's like a spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like more piano. What were you saying?
He looks like his pose and everything looks like the dude that you blow up in fucking Paradise Killer.
Oh yeah, Shinji.
Oh yeah,
Shinji,
fucking
yeah.
Shinji. Yeah.
He looks like he reminds me of Shinji.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a Scooby-Doo villain.
They didn't need to do all the different types of testimony things, but I
love
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even for like a spook, like I understand like noble versus normal people, but like fucking like demon testimony is different too. It's cool.
Look how long his fucking tail is.
Yeah.
It goes from one side to the other.
Holy shit.
I provided sight to my keeper while she spoke with the princes. I'll admit that she did cast invisibility on me during their conversation. She needed it to keep me hidden after all. But I never left the room where my master was. Nor did I steal the sword of spell eating. You have nothing on me, Heaven's Spawn. You don't even have proof that I entered William Frega's study.
Funny you should say that.
Do you honestly expect us to take your word for it? Or do you have any evidence to support your alibi?
I only speak the truth, Heaven's Born. There are mages other than my keeper that could have stolen the sword. And by your own admission, none of your witnesses saw me on the night of the murder. The one lacking evidence is you.
He has a point. You still need definitive proof that ties him to the murder. Presenting contradicting evidence might not be possible. However, he's clearly lying in his testimony, and there's something strange about the way he's speaking. Why is he pausing so much? You're not seeing any thoughts through the eye, so perhaps you can try to interpret the meaning of his words.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Hope the cross-examination doesn't just give it away.
Yeah. Do you want
probably
to
will.
try and, like, figure it out before we start pressing?
Well, it hasn't done it before. Like, it didn't do anything for Monkey.
That is true.
Well, yeah, we saw it up here, and we were like, hey!
Hey!
I kind of want to look to see if I can find it.
Let's
go
see,
for it.
I did sight to my keeper while she spoke with the princes. I'll admit she did cast invisibility. She needed to keep me hidden after all. I never left the room where my master was, nor did I steal the sword of spell eating. You have nothing on me, Heavensborn. You don't even have proof I entered William.
I doubt it's that, because that's just too, like...
It's too on the nose.
I don't
never
think
left
it's
the room
the
where my master was. Like, we know this can't be true,
Yeah.
but we're looking to interpret, not present. So maybe we don't.
It does seem like he's trying to be finicky with
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Very.
He's telling the
devil-like.
truth but lying about it.
Yeah, he's very devil-like about what
He's picking his words carefully.
Yeah, like I never left the room where my master was. Maybe it's like connected through vents, so technically speaking, there wasn't a door between them.
Yeah,
There
it's
were
just like
grates.
everything was open. It's like if you went through the vent, it's like, I mean, I'm technically still there.
What are the other ones?
Nor did I steal the sword of spell eating.
Yeah.
You have nothing on me, Heavensborn. You don't even have proof I entered William Frega's study, other than the illusion.
Yeah. And what were the front ones?
I provided sight to my keeper while she spoke with the princes.
Oh, that's a given. Yeah.
And I'll admit that she did cast invisibility on me during the conversation. She needed to keep me
Yeah, that
hidden.
does.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Definitely. She did. She did do that. She clapped.
We might need to press to get something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it'll be like, can you change your testimony?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
first
also,
two,
let's go
I
with that,
feel
let's
like.
go with that.
Yeah. First two are definitely non.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with these two. The last one's a maybe.
whoa.
What?
Why is he referring to her as keeper and then master?
Oh, that is interesting. Oh,
He's using two different terms.
wait.
Is he not her familiar?
She's just using it? No. It has to be because she cast invisibility on him.
That doesn't mean that there's
Hold on.
she's
I
just
provided
casting
something to my
invisibility on them.
keeper.
There's like is
I
she,
feel like she's
Keeper and
smart
master
enough
are
not-
two different.
Oh, if
Eris.
Eris, I was thinking that too. I was thinking, was Eris in that fucking? Hold on.
she
Okay.
she was supplied a demon to use.
Oh
It's
my
not her
fucking
demon.
god. Oh.
But she sees through his eyes. I guess,
but that's her-
but
she's
that's
the
not.
keeper.
Yeah.
She's
Wait,
the
hold
keeper.
on, because he's not an actual familiar spell familiar.
He's
He might be able
summoned.
to afford
He's a
it to her.
pact with someone. He's a pact with someone else, but she was able to cast familiar to
Yeah,
him.
she can see through him, but Eris is the master of the
Oh
demon.
my god. Well, we don't know it's Eris yet, but
Well,
it's
I guess,
probably Eris.
Come on, man. Come on.
It's
Well,
probably.
I'm
Maybe
I'm assuming it's the master line rather than the keeper line because
Yeah, I would agree.
maybe it's either. Or. But let's press anyway. I do want to.
Yeah, all right.
Is that something you frequently do?
Yes, my keeper's accident left her completely behind.
Yeah, so
But that's
that's
weird. Like, I never left the room where my master was. If that's not a lie, how is that possible?
I mean, I guess technically, let's say hypothetically it is Eris. Eris could have fucking walked wherever she wanted. She was in that hallway, wasn't she, that one time?
Or
Yeah.
Tamora.
Or
Tamora. That'd be wild if Tamora was just
Because
owned
they went the same places with each other.
Yeah.
I guess.
Remember, her and Beatrice were traveling together.
That's true.
Yeah.
She... Okay, that's Marneth.
She looks through my eyes to see her surroundings.
And
This
did she
case
look
keeps booming us.
It does.
We think
Yeah.
It's like over.
This case has been the best one so far, hands
Yeah.
down. I hope
Like,
case 5 keeps building.
I know we talked about like earlier. It's like, oh, if she did do it, it's like, it's kind of. But the way they're the
keeps
the
going.
inner details of the like, oh, it may have been her, but now it could have been someone else. Is like she had sight through the demon, but she didn't fully control the demon, or like something to that matter. It's like fucking. They flipped it on us even if it is that.
We just don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And did she look through your eyes while she was still with the princess?
Yes, she did.
Took a bit of a... He's being fed information. Telepathically.
Ah!
That's why he's pausing.
Yes.
And he's fine with lying because he's a fucking demon.
Took a bit of a pause before answering your question.
He's a fucking fiend.
Wait, does that mean she normally casts invisibility every hour?
My keeper is a powerful mage, and my pact with her has only made her stronger.
Wow, that's actually really impressive.
Really?
Oh, casting spells may look effortless, but continuously casting spells takes a lot of stamina out of the caster.
Concentration.
She must have a lot of stamina if she can cast high-level illusion every hour.
Man.
And did your master leave the room while she was with the princess?
No. I'm sure you remember my
He changed
keeper.
his words. He changed
Yeah.
it. He switched.
My keeper was under the careful watch of the King's God and Lucio Steelwood.
He just didn't answer the question.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're maintaining that you never left the ballroom.
As I said, I never left the room where my master...
Look at this fucking son of a bitch!
He has a habit of pausing before he responds, but he only does it sometimes. Is it some sort of strange demon accent, or is it something else? It's obvious.
I almost had cardiac arrest from yelling. Fucking Jesus.
Beatrice was one of the few mages that present that could shatter the glass.
Yes, but being able to do something and actually doing it are two separate things.
He's right. You won't be able to convict Beatrice unless you can connect Marneth to the murderer. You have a feeling he's the one that's going to give it to you.
So good, it doesn't even spoon feed you about it. It just it tells you just yeah. He's speaking.
He's
weird.
talking weird.
Which that's already like
Yeah.
they don't tell you anymore. Love you. Whoever. Mwah.
Good luck. Mwah.
Why do you keep calling me that?
Oh, does the heavens born not know the nature of his blood?
Your blood? Could you be referring to your mother? Wait, do you know where my abilities come from? Damn, you just said that out loud in the middle of court.
Oh, how marvelous. You don't know, do you? If you make a pact with me, child, I can tell you the nature of your blood. And much, much more.
Judge, please step in. Yeah.
Mr. Cuthbert, please don't make deals with the devil in my courtroom.
I
like really
wasn't planning to, Your Honor. He clearly knows something, but making a deal with a demon is just asking for trouble. He could also just be trying to distract you, so you should stay on task.
Meanwhile, Jacob.
Well, he's definitely more direct than most witnesses.
Yeah, but it's still clear he's lying. Something off about the way he's speaking. Pauses before saying certain statements, so you need to interpret. How about
Kill him.
die? He keeps taking pauses before certain statements, but not all of them. And most importantly, his word choice was different at that time. Did he slip up? Did I fuck up? Marneth, it looks like you misspoke and used the wrong word.
I feel like if it's not Eris, it's gonna be someone even worse than Eris.
Yeah.
And maybe it's Eye Taker, but I doubt it.
He would
I
never.
really
He would
doubt
never
it.
actually be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm not be there, but like, well, I guess
I'm
he
pretty.
would have
I'm
to
pretty
be there.
convinced it's Tamora.
Same here.
Well, damn, that's even worse for Tyrion. I feel bad for Tyrion. I'm not gonna lie.
He's going through it.
He's like his pretty much his last figure of like consolence is just fucking. If what you're saying is true, it's just a demon holder that was using him the entire time to try to like. Does she have a point? Sure, the nobility is bad, but then to stoop down there low and act like you're holy is. But then again, you know, can you what?
Through most of your testimony, you refer to Beatrice Frege as your keeper, but you referred to her as your master during one statement. Why is that?
Shit.
The first time he doesn't have a response. So I'll ask you again. Did you leave the ballroom that night?
I didn't leave the room where my master was.
I didn't leave my balls behind in a room.
I didn't leave my balls where my master wasn't.
I put my foggies on the Jeep.
I didn't do that. Bloody bottom, that's already.
Who are you? It's just straight devil ass coming out.
Actually, do you see? I don't know if it's model wise or not. You see how his ears on the left is normal, but then he has like a third horn.
Yeah,
I
he's
think,
a
it's
third horn.
I think it's like lighting.
No, he has a third
there's-
horn.
No, yeah, right. Yeah, there's two big horns and a little horn next to his ear. Yeah.
I wonder if that's weird.
Maybe the big horns are representative of his pact with the his master, and then that one's the keeper. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
It might
Maybe.
just be representative, but
That would
not
actually
something
be
to talk about.
interesting to add in
More
D&D
horns
lore.
for every.
Yeah, like normal horns if like you're born with them, whatever, or you're packed. But then like if you have a separate deal, you have an extra horn. That'd be cool.
that is interesting because kind of like as an aside, Bliss did have weird horns.
Yeah, he
way
did
back
have really. He did.
Yeah, one of his horns, because I know because I made the character, but one of his horns is sharpened, and like jagged, and then the other one's like perfectly smooth and like looks elegant. So like it's weird because it represents like a dual nature of like he's a noble, but he's also very clearly demonic in origin. That's the intention.
Yeah.
And also he has the feat where whenever he gets struck by a melee attack, he can reaction do damage to them. Which is like the barbed devil lineage or something like that. I don't remember.
I'm glad I'm not the only like. So in my world, what I'm gonna have, I guess it's not really spoilers because I'll probably explain that whenever I finish it. The way I had it was like devils have like the lines in their horn, like you know how there's lines in Maranath's horns. It's like devils have lines in their horns with like to prove that they're like devils and stuff like that. And then demons have like the smooth horns. But like, and they're like a single color instead of like how devils have like not degrading
Sort of like,
color, but yeah,
sort of kind of like a tusk versus a horn, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And like, of course, you can. It doesn't depending on if you're a tiefling, that'll like change or whatever. But like, I did have it where I wanted the horns to indicate something. And it's funny that like you had that, like you know. You said one's sharpened and then one's like rounded, but then I was thinking of horns too, which like that's why I'm like every time it's like we're like it's not the exact same thing, but great minds think alike.
Yeah, weirdly on brand with each
That's
other.
funny. It's funny. I didn't leave the room my master was in.
He's using the word master again, even though you pointed it out. Why isn't he correcting it? Does that mean he's intentionally using that term? If so, why? Why is Marnath using the term master? This has to be the reason why. Tamora is. Oh no. Probably Beatrice is not master. What?
Yeah, Beatrice is not Marnath's master.
Yeah.
If you take his words at face value, the term master he's referring to isn't Beatrice. If Beatrice isn't his master in his statement, "I never left the room with my master," could technically be true. Why is he Why even bother making that distinction? He clearly has no moral hang-ups about committing murder. He could have just lied.
Could have lied.
Why wouldn't Marana simply lie? Demons apparently take pride in themselves in tricking and corrupting humans. Why wouldn't he just lie in his testimony?
I feel like before answering that, I feel like that would be like okay, the keeper is like it's whatever, but if you say your master is the keeper, I think something bad would definitely happen to him.
No, it can't be. Demons are clearly different from humans, but why? But would they seriously have a limitation like that? I mean, it would explain why Tamora and Beatrice are so opposed to having him testify, but there's only one way to know for sure. Witness, can you repeat the following statement for me? Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green.
Oh. Kind of ridiculous request is that?
Another pause.
I'm afraid I must agree, Mr. Cuthbert. You're fucking me up.
Man, I hate this court. Why do you always have to come in my court? There's other judges.
Please don't waste our time with such random requests.
I'm just conducting a little experiment, Your Honor. I'll ask you again, Marnath. Say Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green.
Your Honor, Cuthbert is clearly making trivial requests to stall for time. His request is not worth a response from the witness.
That's not what I'm doing, Timora, and I think you know that. Marnath, we don't truly know much about demons aside from the stories told in myths. So is it possible that demons are physically unable to lie?
Ooh.
Man, you just put the entire demon race on blast.
Yeah, the fucking demon race is like, oh,
Demons
why did
are
it have to
down.
be Marnath?
Fuck what they sent Marnath out there.
Damn, I hate Marnath.
God damn it!
No, yeah, even let's say hypothetically this all ends and stuff, and he has to get sent back. Marnath is gonna be killed. There's no fucking way.
Demon is like, why?
Why did it have to be you?
Why did you testify? What's wrong with you?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, he didn't want to testify. Oh, I mean,
No, he
I
did.
guess
wanted to testify.
He wanted
He's
to
prideful.
testify, but yeah, he's prideful. He's like, motherfucker, you couldn't hold that for 1 second.
You fumbled the bag!
Now we can never go to the material plane.
Just damn it!
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but that seems quite ridiculous. Why wouldn't the witness be capable of lying?
I genuinely don't know, Your Honor, but this testimony speaks for itself. You can easily refute it by granting my request. Say Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green, witness.
Nah, said it yourself.
Ah, you're quoting me, though.
Tyrion Cuthbert.
I like that. I really like that. You said it.
Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is green.
That's not what I asked for, witness. Repeat the statement I told you word for word, nothing before or after it.
Your Honor, the prosecution's argument is absurd. The witness is not obligated to justify such an outrageous request.
I'd be compelled to agree with you, Mr. Moore. If the witness wasn't clearly avoiding fulfilling that request.
Ooh. Yeah, the judge is like, I see that shit.
Well, we're all waiting, Marnath. You can easily prove me wrong by repeating my statement plainly.
Ah, you filthy heavens born!
Say it, Marnath.
Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is... Tyrion Cuthbert's hair is... blonde. Blonde. Harold.
Well, technically, it's dirty blonde.
He gets sent to hell instantly.
Oh, shut up!
Is Mr. Cuthbert correct, Marnath? Are you actually unable to lie?
I think his silence speaks for itself, Your Honor.
Holy shit.
Sparkle. Demons are fucking lame.
They were.
Shut up! Fuck you.
And with that, proving my case becomes much simpler of a matter.
Damn, that fucking blows for the defense, dude. That really blows.
Marnath, did you murder William Frege? I'm sure you understand, witness, under these circumstances, staying silent is basically an admission of guilt.
That's you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, huh.
Yeah. Interesting.
You have no reason to stay quiet, Marnath. Tell him the truth.
I see.
The judge is.
What? Lady Beatrice, what are you...
I believe it's time to come clean, don't you, Marnath?
Yeah? I see. So that's your play.
Don't think you can just stall for time, Miss Frege. Marnath has no choice but to answer the question.
Do it, Marnath. Tell the court the truth.
To answer your question, yes. I did murder William Frege.
What are you doing?
I mean, she wouldn't get in trouble for that.
Miss Frege, does this mean you're confessing to the murder?
Oh, Your Honor. I'm not admitting to anything.
News
This
break.
confession comes from Marnath himself.
But your own familiar just...
Let me ask you a question, Marnath. Did I order you to murder my father?
No. You did not, Lady Beatrice. A fucking.
Well,
that
okay,
pause there at the beginning.
because it would have been someone else. She's
Yeah,
his
she's
keeper,
not the
his-
master. She's the
Yeah,
keeper. Yeah.
If Tyrion were to then say, okay, then in that case, did your master tell you to? It's got to be Ruby. It's got to be Ruby. She's just complicit in this murder. I was right. Oh my god. Dude, this case, it's back to back to back to back. This case is so fucking good. dude.
Man, this is crazy. That's why she is gonna die. You were right. She's just gonna get sent to hell.
Oh my god. What are you talking about? You're lying, aren't you?
Demons are physically unable to
Oh,
lie,
shit.
Mr. Cuthbert.
Yeah, look at her.
Damn it, she's right. She must have done something. Did she plan for this? She must have arranged for things so that statement would be technically true. She could have asked someone else to give the order, or just implied it. Either way, she can't just plead ignorance and blame everything on Marnath.
Oh man.
This is probably it. Let's fucking kill her.
Still, this isn't over.
Oh, is that so? Let me tell you, this trial was over the moment Arya turned her blade against me.
I don't care who you are, man, king, or demon. You're not getting away with this.
Oh, I do love the gravitas behind that, but I wonder how long it'll last. Hit me with your best shot, Heaven's Born.
I want to see her pissed.
I want her
see
fucking
I want her
dead.
crumbled.
Beatrice Frege may not have technically ordered your father's murder, but you were clearly acting with malice. You brought something dangerous into the manor, something you knew would harm your father.
Oh, really? And what would that be? I didn't bring anything dangerous to Frege Manor.
My sister in Christ.
It was so dangerous it implies lethal intent.
Well, I mean the familiar.
Fucking demon? Wait,
I guess familiar.
Profile or the spell maybe.
oh, profiles.
Me.
You brought Marnath into Frege Manor that night. You were clearly planning to murder your father from the start.
I require Marnath to see. That does not imply lethal intent.
You brought a demon into that house, and as a result, your father was killed. That's hardly an innocent mistake.
My client specifically asked her father if familiars were allowed. We even received a written legal confirmation beforehand.
He couldn't have possibly expected her to bring in a demon.
He didn't specify not to. The presence of Marnath did not break any of his rules, nor any laws made by the kingdom.
I hate that shit.
Right you are, Timora. I can hardly be blamed if my familiar acts without my knowledge.
How can you be blameless in Marnath's actions? He's your father.
Really?
Same
Your father?
Really? You said your
Marnath-
father.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, familiar.
Damn, your dad is crazy.
That's William.
Oh, God.
That one.
Oh, by that same logic, shouldn't we also blame Lord Haroldson for the actions of his pet monkey?
Something. Daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
I'm really happy Uncle is now part of the fucking.
Oh, God.
If I recall, he broke into the study, tampered with the crime scene, and left my father's body without reporting it.
That is a good point.
That's...
Marnath and Eugene are intelligent and sentient creatures. They have their own autonomy. Their keepers aren't legally responsible for their actions.
Damn it, she's playing devil's advocate. You suppose that's fitting for her. But you still cast invisibility to keep Marnath hidden that night.
Mr. Cuthbert, I always cast invisibility on Marnath. I can't very well let people see him. Face it, Mr. Cuthbert, you have nothing on me. I did not commit any crimes during the Lord's Ball. Every crime related to the murder was committed by Marnath.
No, she had to have gotten the sword. There's no, like,
Yeah.
at the
No,
very
you
least.
had the sword.
There's no way.
Beatrice, Marnath required your magic to break the wards regarding this Lord of Spell Eating. You may be able to explain why you cast invisibility that night, but you can't explain why you cast an evocation spell powerful enough to shatter that display case.
Oh, that. I'd almost forgotten.
Of course.
I plead guilty.
What?
To the charge of grand theft, I mean. I ordered Marnath to help me steal that artifact so I could sell it on the black market. I could have never imagined he'd use it to murder my father.
Noticing her bar isn't going down.
Yeah. Right, it doesn't matter if she's found guilty of stealing the sword. Slayer rule only takes effect if she's found to be responsible for her father's death. Damn it, is there seriously nothing you can do?
Marineth will take fall on behalf.
On Beatrice's
Oh,
behalf.
shit.
That's Marineth, it's not too late. You can do the right thing. No, fuck no. Fuck
No, we cannot agree with the fucking demon.
Still
We
doesn't
cannot
absolve
appeal.
you of bringing a demon to the Lord's Ball. Marnath, the sentence for first-degree murder is death. Are you willing to die for your keeper's crime?
I feel like he is.
He most certainly is.
That doesn't
It has
absolve
to
you
be
of the demon.
deflect, right? Can I say
No,
it?
I think no, they might be self-serving creatures. It might. It could be,
I mean, you have a good point. You have a
no,
good
no,
point.
he's not willing to do it for his keeper's crime.
Oh, right, you're mad.
Yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
No, you got it. You
He
got
doesn't
it.
give a shit about the keeper.
You got it.
Marnath,
You
the
got it.
sentence for first-degree murder is death. Are you really willing to die for your keeper's crimes?
Yeah.
Oh, you stupid heaven-born demons never truly die.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
When our bodies are destroyed,
The
we return to the abyssal hells.
Okay, they just combined Abyss and Hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I were to die in accordance with your law, I would only return to my plane unharmed.
What?
Even if I could die, a fate much worse than death awaits me if I fail.
Oh.
It's a pain to argue. Those three are a pain to argue against when they're in trouble. What the fuck am I saying? You can't break Beatrice's confidence at all.
So, do you have anything else, Mr. Cuthbert?
I
didn't think so. Your Honor, it appears we found the true culprit. I can't believe you killed my father, Marineth. I'm cross. I'm so cross with you.
Ah, shit happens.
Pretty much. I guess that's.
I should give my apologies. I won't do it again.
Don't worry, I forgive you.
Yeah, it's fucking. Yeah.
Now then, is there any reason why this trial hasn't ended already, Your Honor?
Come on, don't you have anything else?
There is one thing.
No.
Damn it, not again.
Oh, is that all you can do now? Glare at me?
What?
What?
Marineth, what did you just do?
I've been watching him. He's been using an old celestial trick. But it's weak. Your divine gaze won't work here, Heavensborn.
You!
Yeah.
It looks like that was your last piece, Cuthbert.
Oh my god, Timora has been saying one day you'll come across somebody it won't work on because she fucking knew! She knew!
Yeah. She knew. it was
Yeah,
the
one
demon.
day. Fuck, we're in a bad situation. This
We
is
are I don't know. Like, do we personally know anything? Because I can't think of anything right now.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure over what our
Yeah.
opening is here.
Yeah, like what can we do to like? Well, I guess not see, but like to feel what the fuck is going on with this demon guy, if we even have the chance.
It looks like that was your last piece, Cuthbert.
No. This can't be how it ends. Not after you come this far.
What is it that you like to say in these situations?
Oh no.
And that's checkmate. No.
Checkmate, Cuthbert.
Damn. Damn.
Well, I have to say, this was one of the more eventful trials I've overseen. It was many things, if not enlightening. But I suppose it all ended the same.
Damn, is that even really justice
No.
at the end of the day?
No.
Because if you killed it, like let's say hypothetically they believe the demon just did it out of his own free
Yeah.
will. He's still gonna be alive in the hells.
Yeah, at least it settles it, though.
Come
Sure.
on. Think of something. Anything.
While I find the defendant's actions quite suspect, I must agree with their argument. None of Miss Frager's actions that night are illegal under Wyvengard law, in regards to the murder.
Yeah.
There's no proof that the defendant is responsible for her familiar's actions. With these revelations, I see no room for debate. We will be taking a brief recess. I will announce my verdict once we resume.
Oh, recess.
Damn it. Is this seriously how it's gonna end? After everything you've gone through to get here.
Damn.
Objection.
Judge Colorisa, he just needs a moment.
Frey Cuthbert. That's his mom.
That's his mom, yeah.
Yeah. Who's the mom? You?
We didn't say anyone, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
This world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving.
But I've seen you. I know how bright the light within you is. Use my eyes. Peer beyond the divine gate as I once did.
Marnath called you a Heavensborn, and your mother told you that there was a light within you. You have no idea what that means, but what even is the divine gate? Why do you have the Eye of Horus? Why are you able to read people's minds?
Quick statement.
Yeah.
This is a big stretch. This is from like, just for me. Do you think he could be an ASMR and D&D lore?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
ASMR.
I think he's got to be at least celestial kin. They might not be
Yeah.
an Azamar race, but it's like he might be descended
Some type of holy.
angel.
Yeah. Is what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, his mom clearly fucked a demon. Or demon. An angel.
She's clearly fucked a demon. She was so
Fucked an
holy.
angel.
Yeah.
You've been so lost lately, but you finally but you thought you had finally figured out who you're supposed to be. But all this, everything it's been working towards, was all a lie. You spent your whole life trying to be like Miss Tamora. But is she even like her? No. She just wanted to raise you into a tool for the Eye Taker.
That's so
She
sad.
was never your guardian. She was never your mother. Your real mother died years ago. Was Eris right? Is everyone in your life just trying to use you?
No.
Looking back on it, you have no idea what you were trying to do with yourself since your mother died. Just been making mistake after mistake, leaving Arnax, trusting Timora, becoming an attorney. You've always done as you're told. Never once made a path for yourself. What?
But you saved Celeste, and Wallace, and Dracogen. All when no one else would stand up for them.
How?
Was helping them a mistake.
Huh?
You fought for a dream that doesn't exist. That doesn't mean that you can't make it real. It's true that you followed Tamora's lead, but you've always done what you thought was right in the end. You wouldn't have stood up to that criminal if you truly didn't know right from wrong. And you wouldn't be standing here if you'd just done what you were told.
What do I do?
I'm not going to tell you that. You already know the answer. You've always known the answer.
You take a deep breath and relax your thoughts. How do you prove that Beatrice murdered Maranath? Situations can seem hopeless sometimes, but there's always a way to win in the end.
Oh, they were gonna make you type it for a second.
I was like,
holy
huh?
shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hold on, I gotta go to the
Testimony, use
bathroom. real quick.
deduction,
Hold on.
tell a lie, use physical evidence. Use deduction that acquits, that kills. Wait,
Tyrion
hold
and
on.
Aragorn.
No, I was gonna say that kills Maranath. But it acquits,
That-
separates, connects.
It connects Beatrice and Maraneth, I was
Beatrice
assuming.
and Maranath. No. Separates.
Testimony then? Testimony?
No.
Or is it physical evidence that...
Sorry.
Maybe it's physical evidence that it connects?
There it is. Okay. In order to convict Beatrice, I need to prove that she was responsible for Maranath's actions. People leave trails. Even when they think they've committed the perfect crime, something always gets left behind. There has to be something that Beatrice gave Maranath, and something. Blah, 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 blah. Beatrice's relationship with Maranath is clearly different than a relationship between two humans. What is unique about Beatrice's relationship with Maranath? There's a specific way their relationship works. The evidence? Or their evidence? Their mutual
pact.
allies. Crimes. Their connection.
Connection is facilitated through a pack.
Connection. Yeah. Pact. There's a specific way their relationship works, or their pact, as Maranath calls it.
So we need to make it so by doing this, Maranath can't complete the pack and leaves him no choice.
Yeah.
We need to fuck their contract.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there something someone said? What was
I
it?
missed
I
it.
told you something about demonic pacts.
That'd be
Hell.
Harry.
Old Harry.
So what did I miss?
Is he our
We'll
dad?
just-
Is that gonna be the bit?
Call me daddy.
Right,
If that's his dad, that's wild.
Just because we don't know anything about him. Like, even his age
Yeah.
is obfuscated. And it's
Yeah,
just Harold.
I mean, Harold. Dagor, another Dagor joke.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Another Dagor. Alright, that's why I don't want him to be his dad. But
Tyrion
if he
Cuthbert
is,
appears in the main chapter.
Oh, right. The Sword of Spell Eating is said to have been forged using a pact between a demon and a mage.
Isn't making a pact with a demon just asking for trouble? They definitely just betray you the first chance they got.
No. Well, legends say
Blood
that
contracts.
demons often drafted blood contracts for this reason.
Wait, do you mean a legally binding document?
The concept is similar, but once you sign a blood contract, both you and the demon are magically compelled to fulfill its terms.
That's right. Beatrice must have made a blood contract with him, a legally binding document that must describe how the relationship works. They did tell you that Beatrice would never
that's right.
trust someone that she couldn't control.
That was Frey.
Oh, sorry. My bad. So she would only put herself in a situation where she had full control over Marnath's actions. But it's not as if they'll ever show it to me. It'd be a tall order to prove the blood contracts even exist.
I guess you have a point. But if you I have the feeling this is Eris and not his mom.
Yeah, more than
Maybe.
likely. Just using
But-
her voice.
If you ask me, I think you've done a wonderful job so far. So just this once, let me guide you the rest of the way.
What?
Tyrion, your eyes don't actually read minds. They give you the means to reveal truths that are being concealed. You can pull the truth out of anyone and anything.
The truth?
So, say it together with me.
Marnath, dweller of Avernus!
Wait, what are you doing?
Just doxed him.
By the Eye of Horus, I issue upon you a divine edict. Release thy guards and manifest your blood contract with Beatrice Frege.
What the fuck?
It's a legal document written in blood. It's also 50 pages long. Luckily, you somehow know the excerpt of the exact section you need. Marnath is prohibited from killing or injuring any and all humans. Beatrice Frege can designate individuals that are exempt from this rule. Exempted individuals will only remain so for 24 hours. After that, Marnath cannot harm them unless told otherwise. You did it, but how? Was that really your... No, that's not important right now. She gave you what you needed and the rest is up to you. What in the nine hells was that?
You... When did you learn to...
Mr. Cuthbert, what the fuck was that?
I can't stand this court.
Your Honor, I made the witness manifest their blood contract. You did what?
Blood contract!
The Bloods.
You can think of it as a legally binding document. It lays out the terms of the pact between Beatrice Frege and her familiar.
Incredible! Where did you learn how to do such a thing?
Now.
The library.
Oh, I think our kingdom had access to such knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. How did you really find out how to do that?
It's a long story. Not sure if she'd believe you even if you told her. Anyways, the defense's argument is as such. Marnath was acting alone and the defendant was not to blame for his actions that night. However, take a look at page 7 of this blood contract. It specifies that Marnath is prohibited from killing any and all humans. There's only one scenario where he can do so. That's when Beatrice Frege designates someone to be exempt from this rule.
Damn.
You. Beatrice Frege. You didn't directly order Marnath to kill your father, but you implied it by telling Marnath that he could kill him. Not only that, but you did so within the 24 hours of the Lord's Ball. Your intent was clear. You brought Marnath to Lord Frege's manor with full knowledge that he could kill and would kill Miriam Frege. And that is checkmate.
That is checkmate, bitch.
This fucking hell.
Oh my god. When I yelled, I fucking spit a piece of bread out on my keyboard.
And just when I thought the surprises were over,
I hate this.
But in the end, we arrived at the truth.
I suppose I can't disagree with that. What do you have to say for yourself, Lady Frege?
Do not call me that.
My bad.
It's almost funny you hate your name that much. Your entire plan depended on your claim to the Frege estate. Do you have any idea of what you've just cost me? Everything has been ruined because of you. Why should I care? You're just another noble trying to steal power for yourself. Don't you dare lump me together with those tyrants. We wouldn't have just liberated House Frege. We would have liberated everyone. Miriam, Leify, Arya, even Aster. Our system is broken. The only way we can fix it is by burning it down from the inside. As long as King Olivier, probably, sits on the throne, this suffering will only continue.
Lady Frege?
Huh?
As the prosecutor, I should warn you. You don't want to add treason to your list of crimes. Even though you'd like to see the king ousted as much as she does.
It doesn't matter. I'm done either way.
What? Heavens born. Look at page 46 of the blood contract.
By accepting this pact, Beatrice Frege forever binds her soul to the abyssal hells. If Beatrice Frege fails to pay her debt by claiming House Frege and all of its asset, her soul, her mind, and her life will be claimed by the Empress of Discord. Okay.
Oh, Jesus!
Eris. Good to know. Good to know,
Thanks.
Eris. Thanks for revealing your full name. Appreciate it.
Discord.
Thanks for doxing yourself to us.
Thanks! I mean, I don't think she cares, I'm gonna be honest.
The contract goes on to name several parts of House Frege's holding. There's very little room for ambiguity.
Arya was almost right. She just jumped to the wrong conclusion. My debts were never to the Eye Taker. It was to the Abyssal Hells.
God.
Why would you agree to something like this?
Because I miscalculated. In this folder are records of your many plots against House Steelwind and the Crown. It would be a shame if this information fell into their hands.
Dad.
You want to be dead, AJ?
Sure. You think the feeble attempt at blackmail will frighten me? I've dealt with far more formidable adversaries than you. There's nothing I can't solve with House Freya's resources.
What are you talking about? Lucio Steelwind isn't the type of person you can just buy.
Clearly, your time away has taught you nothing.
I love his outfit.
Everyone can be. His outfit's kind
Kind of sick.
of dapper.
I like
Looks
the
like a
sort of like elk design in the
Yeah.
chest piece here.
You know what I like the most? That he dies in it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Before I left, he controlled every aspect of my life. I saw him as this unstoppable tyrannical force, but I never even considered one possibility. That William Frege was a sheltered moron.
He honestly thought he could pay off Lucio Steelwind.
We saw him. He couldn't.
Anyone who's met him would know that that would never work.
I could have sent this information to House Steelwind and the King, but I was running out of time, and I needed to inherit House Frege as soon as I could. I felt trapped. I felt angry. I just wanted something to change.
Something about this feels wrong. Something deep in you is crying out in anger. Blood contract is still a legal contract, isn't it?
What?
If it's a contract, we can dispute it. We can find some kind of loophole to get you out of it.
What? Trying to redeem the enemy you just defeated? You really are Heaven's Born.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I won't accept your help.
What? Why? We can at least try, right? Did you seriously come this far just so you could die?
To dispute a blood contract is to bet your own soul. If you fail to render it null, your soul will be dragged to the hell alongside hers. Even your divine blood won't save you from that fate.
But still, I can just...
You've beaten me, Mr. Cuthbert.
Damn.
I don't want to drag anyone else down with me. Not you. Not Leify. Not Miriam. Despite everything, I still have my dignity.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
I believe there's no further need to prolong this trial. Bailiff, please escort Lady Frege and her familiar to a holding cell. I'll be passing my verdict shortly.
Who's the master, though? I mean, unless it's
We
just
know,
Ares.
we know.
I mean, nah. We assumed it was Tamora.
Yeah.
Hey, are you okay?
No.
As okay as I can be. Still feel uneasy about how things turned out. It doesn't quite feel like the victory you were hoping for. You fought against the demons, and you can't help but feel like you lost.
Cuthbert,
Don't show up now.
we need to talk.
Go fuck yourself.
What's done is done, but the boss isn't going to take kindly to what you've done today. I know it's a long shot, but maybe if you talk to him, he'll...
No.
Cuthbert, this is serious. He's going to send people after you, dangerous people. You can't just ignore this.
Watch me.
How old were you when your real mother was executed? 10 years old? Timora was the adult in that situation, and what did she do? She fed your anger and hatred for the nobility, instead of allowing you to process your grief healthily. Timora took you away from your only friends and isolated you from society. As a result, you never formed any other relationships. She isolated you because she wanted to use you.
Please, just listen to me and...
Shut up.
Tyrion?
How could you do this? How could you work with criminals?
Cuthbert,
Everything you told me, all those ideals about protecting the weak, it was all a lie. Everything Commander White said about you was true, isn't it?
I'm just trying to...
I don't want your help! As you yell at her, your voice echoes throughout the lobby. Several of the people nearby turn silent. I gave up everything for you! My childhood, my home, my happiness! I left it all to chase the ideal that you told me you were fighting for! But it was never real, was it? You made me throw away everything, all for a goddamn lie! But I'll make it real. And I'll do it without you.
Tyrion,
She reaches your hand out to her. You step away from her. You never cared about me, did you? All you cared about was using the Eye of Horus.
That's not...
Shut up! I don't want to hear any more of your damn lies! Go away! Get the hell away from me! I never want to see you again! Without a word, she walks away from you.
Tyrion.
She reaches out your hand to hold yours again, but she hesitates this time.
Do you honestly think Celeste will ever love you? I'm sure you understand now. Timora can only afford to pay her exorbitant salary because of my father. You know, you've already burned that bridge. So what do you think the Crimson Demon will do when you can't afford her services anymore? Do you think she has the luxury of playing around with you for free? Or do you actually think that she enjoys spending time with you? Tyrion, you have to look at this rationally. Any support of her or affection that she's given you has only been to keep you as an employer.
I don't remember that line.
No.
What?
What?
I don't remember that!
I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion,
Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender.
There, what about that?
Checkmate.
Fuck! You've been acting weird ever since we arrived in Aranax.
Yeah.
Does it have something to do with your mother? Please, just talk to me. I'm your friend, aren't I?
Your hands are trembling. It's got you scared right now. You feel Celeste hold your trembling hand from behind you. It's the same sensation you felt back then. Your anxiety fades and you take a deep breath. I'm not going to do that, Miss Timora. She hesitates to hold your hand. You reach out and grasp it. She smiles as you take a hold of it. She seems glad you didn't pull away this time. Without thinking, you pull her into a hug.
Aww.
Sorry. I just really need this right now. Should I stop?
No, it's just... People are staring at us.
Who cares what they think? They're nobles. They're gonna hate us no matter what we do.
Oh, that's what she said.
He even fucking got rid of Eris's fucking thoughts!
Even Eris was like, what?
Huh? Yeah, Eris was like, how?
Yeah, she said, what in the flashback?
What in the
Yeah.
flashback?
She got a taste of how it feels. How's it feel, Eris? Eat a dick.
Oh, suck my ass!
Smell
Suck
like
my
nickel.
asshole! My crack!
You're still unsure of what you're gonna do next, but perhaps you don't need to. Even Timora's idea was a lie. Hey, Celeste. There's something I've been wanting to tell you.
What is it?
It's hard to explain, really. I don't even know where to begin. But it's about an ability I have. I call it the Eye of Horus. Even if that idea was a lie, you have the power to make it real. Even if you can't trust Timora anymore, you have the people in your life that you can trust.
If
Episode.
Celeste dies, I will fucking riot.
Yeah. I think
that was a
I
really
will
good
go
case.
after fucking the creator of this game.
That was a
But for
That was a
good.
good case
Oh,
for you.
uh-oh.
What a fine mess this is. That kid has completely and utterly ruined everything. As much as Timora hates it, we're gonna need to put him in the ground.
I don't think that will be necessary.
Sorry, love. I know you're fond of him, but I can't let an insult like this go unanswered. He's gonna have to pay the price.
I think you misunderstood me, Father.
Quote.
I meant that this facade is no longer necessary.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Oh, no.
What the hell?
Is something wrong, Father?
Oh, who the hell are you? You look nothing like my daughter, so what?
It happened centuries ago, I believe. Your great ancestor hated the monarchy and needed a weapon to fight the mages of the noble house. So he made a pact with me.
What are you talking about?
But things didn't turn out like he wanted, I'm afraid. Poor Lord Laren?
Lyran, I would say.
Yeah, Laren.
Poor Lord Laren's plot was discovered, and his noble house was stripped of his rank and status. His very name was stricken from the annals of history. He was supposed to give me Wyvengard, but I had to settle for claiming his bloodline.
Laren? How do you know about my name?
Oh, yeah,
No
the
one
name
knew
there
that
now.
name. What?
John Lyran.
Yeah.
John Lehman.
Not even my real daughter!
I know it's been centuries, but I haven't forgotten, John. Everyone in your bloodline belongs to me, including your daughter.
You bastard! What did you do to her?
What I do to all my prey? I made her suffer.
No.
Did you know that she was crying out for you for months? I made her watch, you know? I made her watch as I took her place. All while the father, that she so desperately called out for, forgot who she was. All while my minions slowly and painfully tore her soul apart.
You monster! You goddamn monster!
I enjoyed her torment while it lasted, but even that couldn't satisfy me. What I really crave is the blood of the Celestial.
That's what this is about? That stupid kid?
But I can't have you kill my dear Tyrion just yet. At least not until I'm done with him.
You goddamn demon! I'll kill you!
This man is your enemy. Your life's goal is, and always has been, to exact revenge on him.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Carlos.
you. I lost everything because of you. They kicked me out of the Inquisition because of your false testimony.
What? Let go of me!
You killed my entire family. I won't let you get away with this.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything! Hey, isn't that the noble that killed all those children? I already got released by paying off the judge. What are you talking about? Get away from me! Don't lie to us. We know what you did. No, stay away! Ah!
We finally entered the final act, my dearest Tyrion. And from what I've seen, I think I know exactly how I'm going to break you.
No.
Hope you're just as excited as I am.
Holy shit.
Oh man!
Oh my god.
Rip and piss, bozo.
Holy shit!
The eye taker couldn't even fucking stop him.
I thought he was gonna be bigger. Let's go.
This is
You
bad.
forgot your daughter. Holy fuck. That's bad.
You forgot your daughter and got her souls taken.
She had her watch for months as she got replaced and then tortured her to death.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Good shit, man. Fantastic.
Oh, what is chapter 5?
I want to see the intro. I want to see
Yeah,
the
I
intro.
definitely
Intro
wanna
is
see it.
definitely needed.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about it, and then we can watch One Piece.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god.
That was a fucking best case so far.
Oh my
Easily.
god. Case
Easily.
4 is
Easily.
crazy.
I killed.
Yeah, I killed
people.
This is
is
probably
Celeste.
Lucio Steelwind. Oh,
Or-
maybe it's Celeste.
Yeah.
Go with Celeste for now. It might be
Yeah,
Lucio.
it seems it makes sense kind of with what she said.
Yeah.
I've killed people. They were usually criminals or bandits. But it still frightened me how unaffected I was by their deaths. It always came so easily to me. I was good at it. A little too good. People told me that taking the lives of others would be hard. But I never felt that uneasiness. Not even once. It made me think that I was some kind of unfeeling monster. And maybe I am. But the time I spent with you filled me with more happiness than I could ever dreamed of. Instead of taking lives, I could save them alongside you. It felt good to protect you. I felt needed when I knew you were relying on me. It made me feel like I was actually worth something to someone.
No. This is so many death flags. Stop it. Stop.
This is so many death
You
flags.
motherfucker.
And
Oh god, what was she just gonna swap out with Celeste the same way?
Oh my
And
god.
whenever I saw the light in your eyes, it filled my heart with a warm feeling that I've never felt before. But it was too good to be true, wasn't it? In the end, I failed you. I couldn't protect you. Just like I couldn't protect my father. I don't understand. What did you ever see in someone like me?
No.
Tyrion?
What?
Okay, damn. All right, I guess we'll count it again.
Ah!
I don't want to wait.
I hate
this
this!
week. Oh no.
We gotta wait another week.
Oh no.
Then I work on Saturday too. I think I'll be able to. Hold on, let me look at my schedule. God damn, dude.
Got me fucked up right now.
Dude, the fucking 4th. Dude, I'm sad about tomorrow. I can. If something happens to fucking Celeste. I can't. Dude, he's been through so much, dude. How do you beat a creature that can, like,
Yeah, how we
manipulate time?
gotta like fuck a contract like completely or something.
Either it's a contract or it's like some rule she goes by that she can't like fuck with.
If
But
she voids a contract, I think we were told by Harold, right, that if a demon voids a contract, if they screw up somehow, that something really bad happens to the demon. I'm assuming they get like erased. Like
Yeah.
either erased or something like the servitude debt forever. But erased sounds more likely.
He's still playing Joe Mongoose up there.
Yeah, I see. it.
It's fucking Nikos.
Yeah. Also, no, it's because Brett and also, but unrelated news. JT, the Return of Ryunosuke case 3 has gone into testing.
Let's go.
Recently. And they're done with a lot. Like they're pretty much almost done with episode 4's script too.
Let's fucking
Anna, we've missed you.
Still just waiting on art. Hey, listen, we've been eating so fucking.
No,
good.
it's because of patience, man. We have to wait every week. If it was old us when we had nothing to do, we would have done this Tuesday,
We would've,
Thursday, and
like,
Friday.
like hyenas. We would have.
Yeah, we would have aided. We would have already completed the game, honestly, and then
Oh,
be
yeah.
stuck with nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's just been Saturday, honestly. Even though I've been like fiending for it. Even though now this is the last case.
This got me by
No,
the fucking throat.
by the balls.
Oh my god.
Great
Okay,
shit.
so case 4.
Yeah, case 4. Let's talk about it.
Fantastic.
You like like you said, case 4 with the invisibility was looking bad in the sense that like if we checked, we would have
We would
fucking
have
known.
Yeah, we would have pieced that
But
together instantly.
the way they interpret, even if we know, let's say hypothetically we knew the entire time, it's like, we're just gonna use this. She used the contract to fucking pretty much deflect that
Yeah.
instantly.
And
so
to be fair, even if we know that she used invisibility, we already knew she was an illusion mage, and that like the fact that she can use it, we have actually no way of proving she did. So it's still like, it's sort of like just a, I guess she could if she wanted to.
Yeah, but I think more effectively where even if she did use it, and then Mana North, I think it was in Mana North, right? Marnath. It didn't really matter because if they were going by that, it's like, well, technically, since you already proved that Eugene is sentient by himself, Manass can do this by himself, so I'm not at fault. Is a great way of showing that, like, even if, like, okay, she used invisibility, but that was because he was a demon. No one would have understood that and would have.
And it was
ostracized
clear, like, for a case that was clear, like that was like the main gimmick was that it was like, I imagine it started with what if a familiar was used in a murder in the writing room, and they did a great job of making that a very unique experience.
Beautifully.
And the fact that there wasn't just one familiar immediately going, oh, okay, or bringing it up in a way that, like, oh yeah, here's Harold, he has his familiar, but it's not Harold. You know, like, the second we know it's not Harold, obviously it becomes...
And I thought it was going to be Harold, you know?
Yeah. Too. I was completely convinced.
And then we've got fucked up because Harold was not the internal thoughts, it was Eugene's internal thoughts.
It was great.
It was beautiful. That's such a good, like, carrot, you know?
Great show, not tell. Because it's fantastic.
Because it does. Because before we've always seen the thoughts of the character, but there would be no reason to assume it was nothing else.
Oh man! And also, the fucking. Oh, what was I gonna say? The fucking setup for everything as well, like Heaven's Born and all that, like just into like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, you kind of get a gist, right? Like, he's kind of revealed it. Yeah, Heaven's Born. What does that mean?
Yeah,
no
but
fucking clue.
But it makes sense for like a demon. If it was like a regular human, if it was like Beatrice, like human born, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why is she saying that?
Man, people really giving Kodaka money.
This game is actually so fucking good.
I will bet. I don't have a lot of money, so let's say I bet $10. I will bet $10 there will be someone who will be like, I don't know about this game, man.
Have you played Danganronpa?
Like, oh my fuck.
I mean, the Danganronpa I won't even bring up Danganronpa. I feel like the person would play Danganronpa or know of Danganronpa would be like, yeah, or Ace fucking.
Yeah. And I would say, like, even the structure you're talking about, like, even the structure of these cases, I would say, like, even surpasses some of the Ace Attorney cases, like, even of the stuff that Shu has personally made. Like, there was just raw talent here, then they've done a fantastic job. Yeah. I think, honestly, if they had similar elements to, like, Great Ace Attorney, like, more things to keep the trial portion engaging, like, even more so, like, this could be this could really be. I hope they continue to make visual, because like, usually, like, from what their gaming record showed, they were like bullet hells and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I do hope that they found a lot of success and I get, like, when we finish this, I would love to reach out and hopefully get a discussion on this, because I would love to speak to them.
It's absolutely absurd that not just us playing. I'm sure other people have played it, but like us being like, yeah, this should be a lot more popular than it should be. It's very well written, even with the things like, I don't know about that. They fucking interpret it in a way that like, okay, it's more like, okay, let's say hypothetically, oh, and this happened, like if they continue down this line, it like how we usually think how lines go, like with Kodaka or they're like, oh, it's just gonna go down this. They go down that path, but then they split it up into so many
And it's
things
some
or
sort of
like
thing,
a
like,
new way.
realizing he's not saying he's separating master from.
Yeah,
we
like
didn't
you
even
have to
get
pay attention to
confirmation.
that.
We didn't even get confirmation for that. Who's the master?
Who's the master?
We
We
can
didn't
take
get
a
that.
guess.
Yeah,
we can,
yeah,
we
no,
can
because
say,
yeah.
like,
because we just got
Harrison,
distracted by proving that he can't tell lies. We got distracted, like we never actually truly answered that question.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
And the
yeah,
Lord-
we could take a guess. Okay, it's probably Eris, considering she's like Queen of Hell or whatever the fuck she is.
Yeah, Discord. Yeah.
Queen of Discord or Empress of Discord, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like she's more than likely the actual straight up master, but there is the chance that it's not, and I like that because
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little, I don't know, a bit of a wasted opportunity to just be like, oh yeah, it's just Eris, because we know
Yeah.
Eris is evil. We've known she was evil, right?
Mhm.
There's no ambiguity there. But the ambiguity of maybe it's not Eris, and yeah, I know Tyrion doesn't know that yet, but he will in this case. But
Yeah.
the fact that there's still possibility of
There's a chance.
yeah, of it being somebody that we know and are connected to. Like, dude, if it's fucking Celeste, like, it's not going to be, but, like, if it was, right?
Oh
She-
my
like-
god, that'd be
like,
fucking long.
like, thinking about it, right? There are so many characters we know that repeat over and over and over again. Like, it's not going to be Arya, right? But if it was, that'd be really fucking, like, whoa, what the hell? You
Yeah,
know?
it's enough that the story of this, like all cases that have been, there's been enough ambiguity where it's been like we're pretty sure of this, but the fact that we're not like 100% sure is like good writing, where it's just like, well, I don't want to put all my eggs in this bag. Maybe it could be Eris, like 90% sure, but it could be fucking Cuthbert himself. He did this by himself somehow or whatever, or like this character is fucking it's great because it's like it keeps you on your toes. Like, well, we think of this, but there's so many wild balls that like wild throws that has happened that we're not sure.
Also, I gotta say, I'm much more grateful now that we have longer cases, and I really hope case 5 is the same, because that'll help us, like, you know, it artificially extends
It
things,
went a
but
lot longer than I thought it would.
Same here. We were getting to like the hour mark, and I'm like, oh god, we already have Harold on the stand. This is just gonna be over so quick. We're now 2.5 hours later, right?
Yeah.
Talking about how fucking fantastic that case was.
It was beautiful. And the fact that they made it where Harold didn't know any of the plan was crazy.
It was so good.
Because we were so sure that he was a part of it, and then he went,
And even
why?
even
Why did
Eugene
I-
wasn't a part of the crime either.
Yeah, he didn't kill anybody.
All we did through that was realize we thought it was a working relationship. All we figured out was that how Miriam pulled it off was the only, or Beatrice pulled it off.
Because I remember at some point I kind of figured she might have had a familiar, but at the same time I dropped it immediately because everyone, like, there was already 2 familiars. I'd be like, why would they add another one? But the other one wasn't just a familiar. It was a fucking demon packed to its keeper. The master probably sent it to its keeper. Beatrice
Also,
being...
I can't believe we were saying, like, oh my god, the Eye Taker has demons and shit. Like, also, Miss
I take
Amora,
what's regular too.
Ruby was rather shocked seeing the demon, but it could have been a shock of it being revealed rather than like,
Yeah.
holy shit, he figured it out, rather than because
Yeah.
she immediately went to defending it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still kind of doubt that she's the master.
So,
It's got to be
no,
Eris,
I don't
but
think- I don't think she's a master, but I definitely believe that. Well, maybe not believe. I suspect that Timora has more connections to Eris than she did have at the Eye Taker. It seems.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I'm more of like on the fence on it. But now that the Eye Taker seems to have been dealt with, it seems like Timora. Like, I don't know what Timora is gonna do. If she was connected to the Eye Taker, then like she's probably like trying to figure out herself. But if she's connected to Eris, then there's no fucking way she backs down even now. She has to continue what she's doing.
Oh man, I'm so fucking excited.
Oh
for
my
the rest of this
god!
game,
Next week, and it won't even be
wanna-
done by next week.
I want to know who the fucking victim is, because it better not be Celeste. I'm gonna be so fucking. Pissed.
If it's Celeste, I'm gonna be very sad.
Because she was writing that as if it was like a suicide note, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
That did not feel like it was her talking. That felt like a fucking like I can't like I
mean,
can't
it could be like
let you-
Tyrion died for her. You know.
Even
know?
still, that would be painful for me. Like,
No,
I don't
it'd be
wanna
very
lose Tyrion.
painful. It'd still be as painful, but man, none of them could die, please.
But oh my god.
Oh, it's gonna be real bad. I already see it. Not
If
in
it's,
the.
if it's anyone we know, I hope it's Ruby, only because like I don't want it to be anyone else.
You know what? I was about to say Jan, but you know I'm fine with Ruby.
Why Jan? What did Jan do?
He's a side character, man.
He's a
No,
nice
if it's
guy,
any
though.
of the main characters, right?
No, I can see Ruby. We don't really care about Ruby.
Also, if you want to watch that, probably start that.
We'll end here.
Arrive.
Arrivederci, holy shit.
Until next time.
Holy shit.
Bye.